I need to evolve past the hey, what's up, guys? Diamond Gamer Pro here today.
Yeah, that's long past due.
Just hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody. I think welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of
Hey,
Orthodox.
listeners.
Hey, listeners.
Hey, sisters.
Yeah, I think just welcome, everybody, to the first episode of Orthodox. I am your host, Matteus, joined by our other host, Sluca.
What up? It's me, Sluca.
Okay, yeah, I think that's how it's gonna go.
Alright. Wait, are you recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay, sweet.
All right.
Okay, so, we
Are we starting from the top now, or are we just gonna go?
No, we're gonna do this.
No, I need to probably do the intro. I wasn't confident playing intro. I need to
Okay, then do
do my
it.
announcer voice. All right, in
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome everybody to the first official podcast episode of Orthodox. I am your host Matteus. We have our other host Sluca right here.
Yay.
Today we're going to be talking about my favorite thing, but even more Sluca's favorite thing, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, specifically the penultimate movie of the Infinity Saga, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that. So a little bit of background for Avengers here. So why are we doing this today? We're doing this because last summer, I pitched the idea to that we should start doing this, and honestly, I've had a lot of ideas similar to like this before, saying like, hey, we should totally start this project or something like that, and didn't really come into really never made it further than like the concept. But now I'm glad that we're actually like getting a move on this, and this is for my assignment at school. So if my teacher is listening, hopefully, maybe, I don't know.
There's no greater motivator than a due date, and that is what I say to myself constantly as I procrastinate on every single assignment I do until this single date is due.
This is due next Thursday, so
Beautiful.
so this is why we're getting a move on now, and hopefully we get into the swing of things. And we thought for our first episode, it would be a marvelous idea, see what I did there, to talk about the MCU, but more specifically, the end of the Infinity Saga, right? Yeah?
Yeah. The second last, if you count Far From Home, it's technically still part of the Infinity Saga.
Avengers Endgame, so...
A masterpiece in my eyes, less of a masterpiece in his, but...
I mean, I can't lie, like, on our last viewing, you probably saw my Letterboxd review, it was not that bad. I kind of enjoyed it.
Happy you enjoyed it.
I still have problems though, and it's still not.
Yes, I know you have many, but you know what? I'll take a 6 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I will take a 6 out of 10.
But people will say that 6 out of 10 is still a pretty shit answer. I don't think it is. 6 is above average. That's decent.
For reference, for me, it's a 10. I consider Endgame not a perfect movie because I know it has its flaws, but it is everything I wanted it to be and more. It was a magical experience in the theater. But before we get to theater, we're gonna backtrack a bit. You know, the MCU was a thing for 11 years before Avengers Endgame, and Marvel movies have been a thing for much, much longer than that. So we're gonna backtrack to our own personal experiences way back. So, Sluca, what was your first experience with both a Marvel movie and an MCU movie? Because I'm assuming they will likely be different things.
Well, I guess for Marvel as a whole, you know, said this 1,000 times, I grew up on the original Spider-Man trilogy directed by my home slice Sam Raimi, one of my favorites. And honestly, it's weird to say this out loud, but Spider-Man 3 was definitely my favorite as a child. That's blasphemy to say nowadays, because it was not very good. It's not very good, but I still think it's very close to my heart, Spider-Man 3, and I love it so much for that. They were on repeat for me at all times. They're in my top 5 or 10, I think, of all time. They're good. They're comfort movies. They're funny, and they can take themselves seriously. Some fantastic actors and good action, and it is heart for me, and that's what I need in a superhero movie.
Yeah.
And as things go for MCU though, like like Iron Man and Thor and that whole universe, because the original trilogy of Spider-Man was not connected to the MCU. I thought that when the first Avengers came out, when I went to go see, I'm like, where's Spider-Man at? I was 8 years old at the time. I was like, who would be really cool in the Avengers? Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I was 8. I didn't read comic books, or I didn't. I didn't even know who the Avengers were, I guess, because I didn't watch Iron Man when that came out. I was 4 years old at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it like when it came out after on video. I think my first MCU movie may have been Captain America, the first Avenger. It might have been that one, yeah. And then didn't see any of the Thor movies. Went to go see Avengers. I vividly remember my uncle and my pops taking me and my sister to go see it, and I remember loving it. And from there on, I guess I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really funny, and they kept coming out, and I tuned in for a few of them. This is where my memory gets pretty joggy here, because now we're in like the early 2010s.
Yeah.
I was too busy playing like video games at the time to catch up on any movies. I was not actively following Marvel at this time, so what was after Avengers for me? I think it may have been, because I didn't see Age of Ultron. I didn't see until I didn't see until the first time we watched like over the summer or something.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that was my first time seeing it. I think, God, I don't want to waste too much time thinking about it, but the thing is, I just liked a few of the movies and I thought they were fun, but not an overall franchise I was, I guess, invested with. I just really saw the movies that I was interested in. Like I saw Homecoming, Infinity War, which I think is one of the better MCU movies. And a few here and there, and now Matteus is gonna make one of our friends watch all of them. Still, we're still in the process of him watch the entire saga.
Yeah, we've just about finished the Infinity Saga, but there's much more to come. We have the X-Men universe, we have the multiverse saga continuing to grow to this day.
Like, even though I didn't really watch these movies, they were everywhere, and I couldn't get away from them.
No,
and
especially nowadays.
Yeah, my God. And after a while, I think they got pretty oversaturated. I suffered from Marvel fatigue. It's pretty cool to hate on Marvel movies nowadays, and I kind of jumped on that. So if you tell me that, if you, Matteus, always tell me that I'm trying to get attention or some shit, maybe this is the precursor to that. I jumped on the Marvel hate hype train.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun too.
And I think the Marvel hate train. I think the Marvel hate train, at least for me, I didn't really see any of it until Phase 4. I think as they continued to release so many projects and many people were thinking it became oversaturated, along with many other issues like the VFX artists being overworked and underpaid, like all of that's kind of led to a big Marvel hate train where so many people, especially huge DC fans, just love to trash on Marvel as much as they can.
And DC fans they're a real piece of work.
Oh yeah.
I think I may have saw more DC movies, honestly, like in the 2010s, because I didn't tune into Marvel that much. I mean, I liked them, and I was there for the big ones, but I think I saw more. I saw more DC EU movies. I remember seeing Man of Steel. I think I remember seeing The Dark Knight Rises. I know that's not DC EU.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember if I saw that in theaters or not. I can't even lie. I saw Justice League, which is it's Justice League.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Everyone knows about that one.
Maybe we can have another episode for that.
Yeah. I don't want to talk too much about DC. But yeah. Oh my God, my mic is really loud. So, like, nowadays, Marvel for me is, it's just, I'm so bored of it. It's the same. I think it's the same shit over and over and over. I can't commit to a consistent tone for me. I think the jokes are really bad. Oh my God, they are.
Boom! You looking for this?
Wait, which one's that from?
That's Age of Ultron with Don Cheadle. Comes in, boom! You looking for this?
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, an enigma.
I mean, there is my favorite joke in Avengers Ultron. Clearly, you never made an omelet, which is a horrible joke.
Love it. But it's horrible. I admit it's horrible. I don't even get it. I don't even get the punchline, but I mean, you love it.
Because I saw it in a meme one time, and it's just a close up of Tony's face just in the suit, and he's just like, clearly you never made it. Like, it's just a stupid smirking face. So yeah, that's pretty much my stand on Marvel. Been here and there, and wasn't too interested in them. Like I remember when Infinity War came out, I went to go see him with a buddy of mine. I remember liking it, but it wasn't the people in my theater just applauding and clapping at everything, going bananas in the theaters over it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my forte, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was looking forward to Endgame, but I was not like first in line excited. I was just gonna go see it when I was able to go see it. So I just have some moderate excitement for the movies for the Marvel movies I am interested in seeing.
Yeah.
So that's my point on Marvel. So where did you start with?
Okay. Well,
with Marvel. Oh, a side note also, I haven't seen any of the X-Men movies.
Really?
Yeah, none of the X-Men movies other than Logan.
Okay. Well, you've seen the best one.
That's a given.
Yeah,
So.
You've seen the best one. Okay, where I started with Marvel. I started with Marvel outside of movies and TV altogether. I started with Marvel with action figures. As a kid, I was so big on action figures because I love just making things smack into each other, which is pretty much what most superhero movies are nowadays, anyways.
That was me with Lego.
Yeah. Oh, I mean that was me with Lego too. You can see the shelves around me.
Yeah.
Listeners can't, but you can. So I loved it. I had a Sandman figure, I had a Venom figure, I had a Spider-Man figure. I definitely had a Hulk figure. I had many more that I forgot about because they're long gone now. But I started with those, and the only non-MCU movie I think I saw before I watched anything MCU was probably the original Spider-Man. My confession to make, I never saw Spider-Man 2 and 3 until 2020. Because one day I walked, I was just upstairs in my family room.
Was this this was
yeah, it was during COVID.
Yeah,
it was during quarantine, and my brother was watching cable TV, and I forget what channel it was. It was some random channel that just played random old movies, and basically they were playing Spider-Man 1, 2, 3 back to back. So I saw the first one like when I was maybe 5, 6 years old. I couldn't remember any of it. Couldn't even remember my experience watching it, but I just know that I did watch it because I know that I envisioned Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man as a kid. And so I came there, I sat down, I watched the second half of 1, and then watched 2 and 3 for the first time. But that was in 2020.
Wait, did you watch it on TV?
Yeah, I watched it on live TV with commercials.
That must have been horrible.
There was commercials in the middle of Spider-Man 2 and 3
watching
watching
Spider-Man 3 with commercials, that take you like 4 or 5 hours to watch.
These were long
because they weren't on Disney Plus at the time.
No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have. I wasn't my DVD Blu-ray collecting phase yet, so that was my only way. I mean, I could have streamed them off something, but still.
Yeah.
My introduction to the MCU was in 2013 when Iron Man 3 released in theaters, came to home video, and my dad picked up a DVD copy. I was like, oh my god, Iron Man. I don't really remember why I was so interested, because I don't think I had any action figures of him, but I knew my dad was a big fan, so okay, I want to see this, but I'm the same way now as I always have been. I'm not going to watch Iron Man 3 without seeing Iron Man 1 and 2. So, similarly to my 2020 experience of the Sam Raimi trilogy, I watched Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 all in one day. Now, granted, that doesn't make much sense nowadays because Iron Man 3 is like a direct follow-up to the Avengers, but again, I was 9. I really didn't care. I wanted to see the action figure CGI heroes smack me into the action figure CGI villains, and I got exactly what I wanted. And I think Iron Man being the first 3 movies I saw was also a big reason as to why I love this character so much, on top of the fact that I just love the actual character. I love the writing. I love his nuances and his flaws and how they paint them. But that was my introduction. And from there, I think the next movie I can remember seeing, or the first Marvel MCU movie I saw in theaters, was definitely Avengers: Age of Ultron. I watched that before even watching the original Avengers.
You didn't see Avengers in theaters?
I didn't see Avengers in theaters because I didn't. My first MCU experience was in 2013 after Avengers had even come out. So I saw Age of Ultron in theaters. I mean, I understood it pretty well as far as I can remember, despite not watching any of the things leading up to it, which is like, in my eyes nowadays, a sin. Like, you cannot watch anything unless you've seen everything leading up to it. You must understand every reference, every joke, every callback they have, otherwise I will be having a temper tantrum if you don't get it. And yeah, that was me. And I can't remember much else after that. Like, I definitely came, like, here and there and watched a couple in theaters. I know I watched Civil War in theaters because, oh my god, hero fighting hero, that was drastic for me. I know I watched Infinity War in theaters, I know I watched Captain Marvel in theaters, and I know I watched Endgame in theaters. And Endgame was that life-changing moment for me. And of course, that's the main topic for today. But that's how I started.
Oh my god, you were a pussy. Life-changing experience.
Well, life-changing is not... Okay, not so much...
I'm exaggerating.
No, I mean, so am I. When I say life-changing, I mean life-changing in the sense of my views and interest in Marvel, like, spiked to an extreme. Because before I went to go watch Endgame, that was when I officially had my moment of I must see everything. So I didn't have the knowledge on Marvel I have today, or more specifically, the obsession I had with Marvel I had today. I just had a great interest. So I went on YouTube, found a few videos of everything you need to see before Endgame, which was really just a list of the MCU movies in release order. But I didn't know them at the time. So I found my way. I think, no, Disney Plus was not a thing yet. So I must have had like DVD copies, or like just found them on live TV, or just streaming. I found some. I was a lot of them were on Netflix at the time too. So I watched every MCU movie in like the 2 months leading up to Endgame, because I needed to get all of it. And I rewatched all the ones I'd already seen too, so I wanted that full context understanding. And then that brings me to Endgame, which I watched IMAX premiere night, like the 12 a.m. release. I had to see it instantly.
Yeah, I do the... Wow, 12 a.m. screening. I've never been to... I don't think I've ever been to a movie that late.
That was the latest, and like that was the only time I've ever been to a 12 a.m. screening. Latest I've ever been. It's a 3-hour movie. It was done at 3 a.m.
I would like to see a movie at midnight. I like seeing movies like rather late at night than like in the afternoon.
Yeah, because in the afternoon it's so hectic. You're still in the middle of your day.
Yeah.
At midnight, it's like your day's done. You just focus on the movie. Your head is completely clear of anything else.
Yeah, exactly. You get to end off, and you go home. You right to bed. You go right to bed, and you think about it all day the next day.
Exactly. Like, preferably, of course, it's not a day where you go to school or work the next day. It's like a day, or
it's a Friday. It was a Friday or Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. Yeah, Endgame was huge. I was in grade. We were in grade 9 when it came out, and oh my god, I remember people like skipping school to see it.
Yeah.
It was massive. I remember like going to science class. I think it was on Thursday or something.
Yeah.
Nobody was there.
No.
Nobody was there.
I remember when I came back to school after seeing it, because I made it a very big deal. I'm getting the Endgame premiere tickets. Everyone knew that I was going to the Endgame, not because I wanted to show off, but because they know, okay, that's Matteus. He's the Marvel guy. He's going to see Endgame at the premiere. That was my thing. So when I came back, I came into my math class. Very few people were there. I was talking to a couple of people who had already either also seen the movie or just didn't care for spoilers. And two people that sat across the class. I'm loud. I'm not that loud. They're like, please don't spoil it for me. Please. Okay, man. I wasn't gonna spoil it. I don't know you. I've never talked to these people before, and they just came to me begging me not to spoil this movie.
I mean, okay, you don't want the movie spoiled. Stop talking to me.
Yeah, you want the movie spoiled. So the first thing you do is go up to the person who's doing nothing but talking about this movie.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
People be people.
Yeah.
I
was very insistent though on not getting it spoiled, because Infinity War was totally spoiled for me. Because I did see Infinity War in theaters, but I saw it like 2 weeks after it came out. I knew everything. I knew about the dustings. I knew about Hulk losing the first fight to Thanos. I knew everything.
Yeah, I mean, after seeing Infinity War, at the end, it's a Disney movie, so I'm like, 2.5 hours, okay, they'll win this. Everyone's in it. No, they don't win.
Oh, I'm so happy about that.
I think that's why it's one of my favorites, because they lose.
Yeah, they changed the formula.
Mm-hmm. They lose, and then there's no way Disney was gonna make a one-parter.
No,
they had to double down, and made $3 more billion.
Yeah, but to be fair though, that was always the plan. It was originally announced back when Phase 3 was first announced. It was actually announced as Infinity War Part 1, Infinity War Part 2, and then they officially said Infinity War and Avengers 4, because they made a big deal about Avengers Endgame, as if everyone didn't already know it was going to be called Endgame.
Side note: I much prefer the title Endgame than Infinity War Part 2.
Oh, so do I.
That is a...
Because it's not the Infinity War anymore. This is a different fight. Like, this is a different battle that they're fighting at this point.
We're in the Endgame now, kids. Some shit like that.
I find it so funny, because that quote is only said in Age of Ultron. They don't say Endgame.
We're in the Endgame now.
Tony says that when they're about to fight Ultron in Avengers Age of Ultron. We're in the Endgame now.
Man, I can't remember a thing about Age of Ultron. I'm sorry.
And we just watched it in August.
I can't remember a thing.
I haven't watched it once. I wanted to be there. That was my third or fourth time seeing the movie. To me, I got all this down.
Mm-hmm. I remember seeing Endgame when in the most casual way possible, because I wasn't even gonna bother with trying to get tickets early or any of that crap. I was like, you know what? Screw this. I hit up one of my friends who shall remain unnamed. He and I went to the movies. I think it was around 3:00 or something. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. We went to the movie. Our showtime started at 3. We were there by like noon. we were waiting, and we got there, and then a nice comfortable 3-hour wait for a 3-hour movie. So we were at the theater for like 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, because even if it's starting at 3, it's not starting at 3. It's not like 3:15.
Exactly. And we got our tickets. We got our snacks. I think we got snacks twice because we just ate our snacks while we were in line. So we just chilling, chatting, and we were first in line for about. We had like an hour lead on everyone before people started showing up.
Yeah.
First in line, and goddamn, that was such a win. Because when they finally let us in, we just sprinted up to the very tippity top of the auditorium, and the poor people had to sit at the very bottom.
That's the thing. I was lucky enough to get those midnight premiere tickets, but I was like one of the closest rows. Like, mind you, it's IMAX, so no matter what, you're gonna get a beautiful view.
Yeah.
But I specifically remember, I was like, I'm trying to explain this in a way that still sort of makes sense in an audio-only format. I was at like the bottom left of the screen. I was looking up towards the screen, and I was on the left. I was not near the center at all. I was like one of the last seats on the edge.
I've never been that low in an IMAX theater, because if I can get top rows, then I'm gonna go to a different screening.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not trying to bother with a subpar seating.
No, that's fair. But I mean, I have to see it.
But I remember. Okay, I'm gonna go completely off topic, but not really, because it's for the purposes of talking about an audience experience. Me and a few buddies went to go see 2018's Halloween, like the reboot.
Oh, yes.
The requel, I think, whatever it is. Like it's a requel. And this was opening night. I was very excited for this movie. So we were 14 at the time, so we were definitely not allowed in.
Yeah.
So I just got my pops to just say, hey, like, I'm sticking with them, and then he just left as soon as, like, you know, he let us let us in. So we were at a nice theater full of adults and young adults and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
And these people, so there's 4 of us, and we're sitting in a line, and these 2 people, they just straight kick us out. They're like, hey, you know, these are our seats. Like get out of here. We're like, what? We have reserved seats, jackass. Come on, don't be like that. And we showed them our tickets. They're like, no, guys, like, come on, like get out of here. They definitely did not have those seats, and we were, and they only kicked 2 of us out. So 2 of my friends were getting pretty great seats, and me and one of my friends had to sit at the very bottom of the movie.
Oh, that's horrible.
Not the very bottom, but like the top of the bottom layer, and it was horrible. Okay, but oh my god,
but it's just all the more frustrating because you got like unrightfully kicked out.
And that's the last time I deal with shit like that.
Yeah.
I was 14. I didn't want to get my ass kicked by this 19-year-old kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Type shit.
At that point, you're not trying to stand up for that.
I'm not like, bro, like why me?
Yeah, no, I
probably because we're a bunch of kids, but whatever, shit happens.
Yeah.
So I don't deal with that anymore. I mean, I don't know if I prefer reserved seating or just first come first serve type shit.
I'm definitely reserved. I'm the biggest over planner. I need a clear plan for everything I'm doing, so I need that reserve. I need to go in and be like, okay, G17, that is my seat. I'm going to sit here and I'm settled.
I mean, I think it works for big movies, but like, when I go to see movies on my own, y'all clown me for that one.
Yes,
you guys should try it out sometime.
I've been debating on it. It's not the worst idea.
It's not a bad idea at all. No one bothers you. You don't have to deal with frustrating planning. You just feel like you just go like, hey, you know what? I feel like seeing a movie today.
Yeah.
You go to the theater and you buy your ticket right up. No reserved seating, nothing. You just sit right down and just be distracted for 2 hours, and it's great. And I'm not the only one, honestly. I've seen some when I went to go see Pearl, in September. It was me. It was quite an empty theater. There was me and like 4 other people were like on their own too. People see movies like that on their own type shit. Mm-hmm. You should try it out sometime.
Honestly, I've been debating it. I probably will one time. Like I was telling you my plan. Once Avengers: Secret Wars comes out, I'll probably watch that once myself, just so I can like bask in its glory, and then I'll watch with friends. Because then I could deal with all their questions.
Because oh my God, Secret Wars is gonna be huge.
Secret Wars is gonna be huge.
Because
Marvel's
it's
more, like,
cameo
Marvel's already been mainstream, but it's even more mainstream than ever now. Like, it's gonna be bigger than Endgame, and I know this for a fact.
It's been mainstream since 2008.
Yeah, but I know, but especially like now, I feel like it's bigger now than it ever has been. And by the time Secret Wars comes out, everybody's gonna want to see it.
I think you're wrong. Honestly, I think Endgame was its peak, because you hear a lot of people call Marvel terrible CGI nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
These movies are subpar. How many people do you hear talking about Shang-Chi?
None.
Not that many. People said it was good, but it just doesn't leave much of an impact, because it just really hit the slope after Endgame.
Okay, well then here's my proposition. I think it can be bigger than Endgame, depending on what the trailers show. Because Endgame tried to hide a lot of its major plot points, obviously, because it was meant to be a big surprise reveal, the time travel, everything. Now, we already know Secret Wars is going to involve the multiverse, but based on the fact it's in the multiverse saga, everything leading up to it's built with the multiverse, and it's obviously going to be somewhat adapted off the Secret Wars comic. If they start showing off, like, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in the trailer, or, like, you can imagine something crazy like Chris Evans as the Human Torch from the Fantastic Four. If they start showing off people from these legacy movies, or even bring back meme characters like Howard the Duck, the 1973 version.
I really want a Howard the Duck movie.
Or if we get confirmation that Toby's going to be back, Andrew's going to be back, or I think biggest of all, if they dare show off a frame of an Iron Man suit, their RDJ in the trailer, it will be bigger than Endgame. I think undoubtedly it will be bigger than Endgame.
But why is it bigger than Endgame? It's a cheap way to be bigger than Endgame.
I mean 100%, but I'm just saying it will be. People will want to see that much more.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, we will have been what? By Secret Wars comes out, I believe 2026. We will have been 7 years without RDJ, the face of the MCU. I mean, in my opinion, the face of the MCU. There is no MCU without Iron Man.
Well, yeah, you say that, but you're first in line to every one of them. To every one of the movies.
Yes, I understand. No, I'm saying it never would have existed.
Yeah.
It can continue to exist now. But then again, they bring up this guy in like almost every single project.
Yeah.
Eternals brings up Iron Man. What are they going to do without Tony Stark now? We're getting Iron Heart, literally someone living off of the Stark tech to create her own new suits.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Eternals, yeah, that's a fun one. That's a fun one to talk about.
I
haven't seen it.
I'll make you see it, and we can make a nice episode about that one.
Oh my God.
That may be the one where I agree with you more than any other.
Yeah, Phase 4. I mean, I think the biggest is, without question, No Way Home. Honestly, since Endgame. I think it was Endgame, and I think the biggest one since is No Way Home.
Oh, 100%.
But why is it bigger? Because, okay, with Endgame and Infinity War, it makes all the more sense to me. It's an episodic format, which I honestly hate to say because people like blow that out of proportion nowadays. People just say it's this movie is just leading to another. People like really get angry at that point, like nowadays. They say, oh, like what's the point of it anymore? But like we did really do that also, like since 2008's Iron Man. Like they teased the Avengers.
Immediately
and
from the first movie. Before Marvel even knew they could do the Avengers, they were already teasing the Avengers.
But before there was cameos, there was movies starring their own character, and I much prefer that more. You have your Iron Man trilogy, you have your Thor duology, you have your Captain America trilogy. Yeah. Those came out, with characters being introduced, like other side characters being introduced and shit. And then everyone coming together for...
Okay, well, I mean, if we're going to say that, I'd argue the Cap duology then. Because Civil War is basically Avengers 2.5.
Yeah.
Like that had the whole cast of Avengers and new faces like the Black Panther and Spider-Man. Or Spider-Man new to an extent.
Exactly. So, yeah, that happened. And I much prefer just all these people coming together without just cameos. Because obviously it's not really a cameo fest. It's more of a celebration, I guess.
It is. I think Endgame especially was. So, like, you've made the point to me. Endgame is much less a movie as it is an event. It is the culmination of the Infinity Saga, the culmination of 11 years of Marvel Cinematic Universe. And we get everyone, or just about everyone, who was ever in any of these movies to kind of come back and do their thing. So many people get their moments. Cap gets to wield Mjolnir that we teased 4 years earlier in Age of Ultron when he gets that minuscule lift. Tony gets to finally, fulfill his destiny to whatever extent you like to call it, of saving the world, which, Yinsen pretty much predicted in the first Iron Man movie. Thor, I don't know. I don't really like Thor. He plays Fortnite.
Thor was fat and he played Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why Thor's still alive. His character arc isn't over yet. They have to fix it.
Maybe you should have said this 20 minutes ago, but spoilers. But y'all had enough time to see this.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Endgame by now, why are you listening to a podcast about Marvel?
Yeah, spoilers. Oops. Spoilers for everything.
Yeah, spoilers for... Yeah.
Oops.
Oopsies.
So yeah, I much prefer the character event, mashup all into this Frankenstein of an event movie just to defeat a Purple Man, more than what people are gonna definitely expect in Secret Wars, which is just the heroes that are in the MCU right now plus 1,000 upcoming possible cameos.
That's why I hope it's everyone. That's the thing, because I'm very different than you. I live to see these characters. I am the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's just pointing at the TV oh my god, it's him. It's Hugh Jackman from X-Men. It's Chris Evans from Human Torch. I don't even know who plays Ghost Rider because I never watched the Ghost Rider movie, but it's him.
You don't know who played Nicolas? It was Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage was Ghost Rider?
Yes, in Ghost Rider 1 and 2.
There's 2 of them?
Yes, there's Ghost Rider and there's Ghost Rider 2 Spirit of Vengeance or some bullshit like that. Yeah, yeah, he's a perfect Ghost Rider, honestly. It's Nicolas motherfucking Cage.
Damn. I had no idea.
Excuse me. Ooh, yeah, definitely excuse me. Jesus. Yeah, if he shows up, then I'll be there. I love Nicolas Cage.
Maybe I'll just tell you he's gonna show up, even if he's not. So if he shows up, then you show up.
Yeah. So that's what people just want everybody to show up.
I do.
It's a win. It's a win for marketing reasons, but it's
such a win for marketing
it's a very cheap shot in my opinion.
Yeah, but in Marvel's defense, everybody knows No Way Home. They didn't have to market Tobey Andrews. Everybody knew it, but they don't. At least prior to the movie coming out, they don't market the movie as it's going to be the 3 Spider-Men. They say this is Tom Holland's 3rd solo adventure.
You know what? You're right. I had never even thought about that. At least they don't market it as
They didn't say, hey guys, come watch the 3 Spider-Men. They were actively, I say in quotes, actively trying to dispel the rumors. But at the same time, Disney's not a dumb company. They're a multi-billion-dollar company for a reason. I'm sure they know that everyone else knows that Andrew and Tobey were going to be there. And so they send Andrew on this PR tour to say, no, I'm not going to be in it. I'm not going to be in it.
Yeah. Oh God, Andrew did a really terrible job at.
Oh, he's awful.
He did the best he did the best he could though.
But what's interesting is,
what can you say?
I believed him less than I believed him not being in it less than I believed Tobey Maguire, who when he was asked, he directly said yes. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's this one internet clip where Tobey Maguire's just walking down the street with I don't know, his girlfriend, his wife, whoever it is. And somebody just yells out, "Hey, Toby, you in the new Spider-Man movie?" He's like, "Yeah."
I think that's a better answer than to say.
Yeah, because the thing is, he's joking. I'm like, okay, he's joking. He's not in it. Whereas Andrew's like, no, I'm not in it. I'm not in it, guys. I'm like, yes, you are. Who are you? Yes, you are.
Why did he? Oh God, God damn it, Andy.
Yeah.
I think my favorite response when someone was asked if they're gonna be returning is. Everyone's favorite Spider-Man 3's Venom, Topher Grace. This was on Reddit or something. I saw a thread on it on Twitter or something. Someone asked him, "Hey, you gonna be in No Way Home?" He said, "Of course I am. My Venom is gonna show up. Tom Hardy's Venom is gonna show up, and then we're gonna have this huge gangbang sesh or something. and then the Green Goblin is gonna show up, and we're all gonna team up and play a game of chess." And he was so dumb about it.
Yeah.
Very, very on the nose about it. And I think that was the best response you can say.
Yeah, no, I like that.
However, it was written. It was written.
Yeah.
So he had time to think about a response, something like that. Andrew though, when he was on Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
He was on the fly.
He was everywhere, especially like what was it? Tick Tick Boom came out like a month before No Way Home.
Exactly.
So he was doing his PR tour for Tick Tick Boom, and everyone's like, "Hey, so a cool movie, but so what's going on with No Way Home?"
Yeah.
Like everyone's that.
Like,
And I mean, like, at the end of the day, whatever. It's their job. They're trying to get that scoop. They're trying to get him to slip up so they could post the article first. Andrew Garfield in No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I kind of feel bad for the guy at the same time. Because assuming this is not an all-planned PR move, I love Tick Tick Boom, and I think he deserves a lot of recognition for that movie, and I feel like a lot of it was overshadowed by, hey, Andrew, are you in No Way Home?
Yeah. I mean, like, come on. What do you call him? Paparazzi. Ask about the movie. Ask about the movie he's actually starring in.
Yeah.
Like, at the time, at least.
Exactly.
But whatever. I think we got really off track there. What were we talking about? Endgame?
Yeah, we've been talking about No Way Home for a bit too long.
We're talking about like the future of
future, just like Endgame being. I mean, Endgame wasn't a cameo fest. Endgame was the characters.
It was characters that we saw.
Yeah, it's the characters we've been building through the MCU. I wouldn't call it a cameo fest.
And
Secret Wars would be a cameo fest.
God damn it! It's gonna be here before we know it.
I can't wait.
Along with 10 others, getting like 8 projects a year.
Yeah.
We got what's next coming out besides Quantumania?
After Quantumania, I think we're gonna get. I think Secret Invasion is a show.
It's in spring.
Yeah. And then after that is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I'm really excited for that one.
I
love Guardians.
I'm excited for that one. I'm excited that you're excited for that one.
I love James Gunn. I love his first 2 Guardians movies. I think first 2 Guardians, Infinity War. I think those are some top tier MCU movies. I love the Suicide Squad, the one he made, and yeah, that's why he's the head of the DC now. Sorry,
well deserved.
Sorry, Snyder fans. You guys, yeah, yeah, you guys are fucked. Sorry. So talking about going back to Endgame here. So we watched it last night.
Yes.
And I haven't seen it since I first saw it in the theater. Before last night, when did you last see
My
it?
last time seeing Endgame in full was Christmas Day 2021. I was stuck at home with COVID and I had nothing to do, so I called up one of my friends and we watched Avengers Endgame because they had never seen it before. So I was like, okay, we're going to do this. We're both stuck at home because they had I think they had a relative sick with COVID. I had COVID. I wasn't really feeling sick, so I was like, let's do it. Avengers Endgame.
So is this like your comfort movie? Nice, comfortable 3 hours clock?
Endgame's not my comfort movie. I think my comfort movie is like the Peanuts movie.
Yeah, that's a fair answer.
But Endgame it's something I love watching like once every 2 years. I'm just reminded of at least to me, how glorious it is. That final battle, like a 55-minute final battle is oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't know that the final battle starts only 2 hours in.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel the runtime that much.
I really didn't. I feel like I used to. I really didn't this time.
I think our experience was enhanced with Fior.
Yes. Yes. Shout out Fior.
I think we should keep him Fior just in case.
Yeah.
Fior is not actually his name, so we're gonna just leave him like that.
Shout out Fior.
Yeah. Yeah, and this movie is actually Fior approved. He probably hates Marvel more than I do. So
yeah, he really does.
And he actually liked this movie.
Yeah, he liked this and Infinity War. I think they were the 2 most glorious reviews.
And he liked Civil War. Remember that one?
He did really like Civil War.
Yeah. So yeah, we got Fior's approval.
I mean, he definitely likes No Way Home. I think he's just sick of No Way Home because he's now seen it 4 times. We watched it premiere in theaters. We watched it one time when we watched it during school because we had nothing better to do. We watched the re-release in theaters with the extended cut, and then we all watched it again for the 1-year anniversary.
Well, that was my 1.5 times seeing No Way Home, just jumping in halfway.
Yeah. Oh yes.
I should have played.
Yeah.
What was I doing? Was I at work? I was probably at work.
I think you were at work. Yeah.
Oh well. I didn't miss much, really. No Way Home.
I can't lie. I love No Way Home, but all the fun comes when Andrew and Toby show up. That's the best part of the movie.
It's more of a one-time watch for me.
That's fair.
We keep getting sidetracked. We keep talking about No Way Home.
We'll dedicate all of this to No Way Home. I have a lot to say about No Way Home.
Yeah, we should. No, I don't want to watch it again. Why do we have to do an episode on it?
I didn't have to watch it again. I have that memory. I have that movie completely stored in my memory. I can do a whole episode on No Way Home right now. But focus on the topic at hand.
Avengers, yes, Avengers Endgame. What was I saying about last night, about our first or my second time watching it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really mind it, honestly. I was kind of feeling like, ugh, here we go.
Yeah.
3 hours of MCU mediocrity. Here we go. You know, the biggest event of the 21st century, the biggest event in cinema ever.
Yeah.
And it's still a 5 out of 10. And it's a Marvel project.
But you've changed your mind. It's no longer a 5 out of 10.
It's a 6.
It's a 6 out of 10. You got up 1 point.
Yay.
So figure the strategy. Just keep making me watch it. Just keep liking it more.
I don't know.
This is a guaranteed effective method.
Maybe I'm just more forgiving about it now. Maybe I'm just more fatigued by Phase 4. Phase 4, I don't think I'll ever watch.
And you barely even touched Phase 4. That's the thing.
It was only No Way Home because that's what everyone wanted to see.
You only see
Nobody. Come on, was anyone really excited for Eternals?
No.
Nobody.
Eternals is the one Phase 4 movie that went to theaters, because Black Widow never went to theaters. It's the only Phase 4 movie that went to theaters that I didn't see in theaters. I waited until it came out on Disney Plus because I just did not care.
Yeah,
I did not care.
Nobody did.
At all. It's not for me.
And shout out to, I'm not going to say their names because they want to remain nameless, but they saw Eternals and they absolutely loved it. I'm joking.
Oh, yeah.
They friggin' hated it.
I hate it. I've never heard someone complain about a movie so much. And I'm talking to you right now.
Honestly. You know what? Screw that one guy.
Honestly.
Screw that one guy.
I was trying to do new and different things.
I don't want to keep talking about
yeah.
We can't sidetrack.
Yeah,
I just want to keep talking about, I don't know, MCU is something you can just talk about for hours.
Yeah, because there's just so many points to tackle it. But Endgame. Let's go piece by piece. Act 1.
Let's go. Yeah, let's start with that. So
Act 1. We have the Avengers immediately. Captain Marvel shows up just about instantly. Immediately, they go after Thanos. They show up. The stones are gone. They kill Thanos.
Well, I thought by Act 1, I thought you meant we're gonna start from go by kind of scene by scene. We're with Hawkeye and his family.
Okay, sure, yeah. Let's go back to the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Movie opens up in a very, very untraditional way, Marvel-wise. Because we start with Hawkeye, one of the least important characters when it comes to the Avengers, in my opinion.
Yeah, he could have been snapped away.
Yeah.
Useless ass bow and arrow.
Exactly.
Mofo.
But of course he wasn't going to be, because, it's Marvel. The original 6 has to stay alive because this is their goodbye movie. Or at least for the most part, this is their goodbye movie. We have all the least important characters still getting to continue going, with Hawkeye getting his own show, Black Widow being dead getting her own movie, and I can go on about this. But regardless, we open up with Hawkeye, the kids get dusted away.
And then the credits roll. It's pretty chilling. Pretty scary opening, honestly. Yeah. And the Marvel logo, the ugly ass Marvel logo shows up. My God, I'm gonna be nitpicky this whole time.
Oh my gosh!
In case
only you find a way to complain about the Marvel logo.
Whatever. I don't even have a reason. I'm just sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on, so Iron Man and Nebula they've been stuck up in space for about 3 weeks now?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
3 weeks and 1 day actually, day 22.
22 days, you're right.
And they're playing what is it? What are they playing on the
paper football?
Paper football, that's it. Yeah. And Nebula, I'm surprised. Nebula has always been a weird character to me. She's always looked like a bug to me. Those big ass eyes.
Yeah, no, I get
She looks
that.
like a bug. She's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I love her actress though. She's very cool.
Yeah, and I like the development because Nebula was so dehumanized. She was just I hate Gamora. I must be better than Gamora.
Yeah.
And so they finally gave her I think the most minuscule amount of development where she plays paper football with Tony and they shake hands over a good game.
It's cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. How did they get in that spaceship leading up from Infinity
War? Because the Guardians landed on Titan when they go to fight Thanos, but then everybody on Titan except for Tony and Nebula gets snapped away. The Guardians all snapped, Doctor Strange snapped, and Spider-Man snapped.
On Titan, was that the planet they fought Thanos on?
Yeah, that's Thanos' home planet.
So the ship was just...
The Guardians flew their ship off the planet.
I forgot Nebula was in there. It was on.
Yeah.
I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, she helped with the fight against Thanos in Infinity War. Not much. Come on, she hit him with like some metal sticks, but I mean, she was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was quite an infuriating scene. Like,
Oh.
like in like the good way, when they were kicking the shit out of Thanos there.
Yeah.
And he's just not dying, not like just he keeps getting up.
Oh yeah, no.
I was like, man,
Iron
just
Man
beat
versus
him
Thanos
down.
in Infinity War is one of my favorite fight scenes ever.
Oh my, it just kick his ass, man.
Yeah, just all
Come
that
on.
for a drop of blood.
All that for a drop of clout.
Nah, but that, and one of my favorite Tony quotes, which I'm sure you're gonna call this Marvel humor, you're gonna hate on it, but when
Clearly, you never made an omelet.
when Thanos drops the moon on him, and then Tony comes back like 2 minutes later, and he's like, "You drop another moon on me, and I'm gonna lose it." And then bro just starts beating the hell out of him, and I loved it. I'm eating it. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, how Marvel of them. How very Marvel-esque.
No, I know it's Marvel humor. I can hear it in it, but that is Tony's character to me. He's sarcastic. He just comes in with little witty comebacks. There's no huge punchline.
He's just a jackass.
Yeah, it's just little jabs. And I just love that. You drop another moon on me and I'm going to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And just start beating the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Mind you, beating the hell out of him means literally one drop of blood. But,
I think you mean clout.
yes.
So then, Captain Marvel comes out of nowhere. And speaking of Captain Marvel was, like, the movie was not a prerequisite to watching Endgame.
No, it really wasn't.
All you had to know was that she is a character that is in the universe.
Yeah.
That's it.
And she's, like, just pretty much Marvel's Superman.
Yeah. But, alas, so she just drags the ship, how many light years away from Earth?
That's 1,000 light years. I think that's what Tony said. I mean, Tony may have been exaggerating.
Yeah.
But regardless, it was very, very far in space. Considering they had to jump to hyperspeed to get there in the first place.
Yeah. Wait, how does Captain Marvel go into light speed?
She can fly. She's got Marvel powers.
She's
both
got
Captain
powers.
Marvel and also like the power of plot writing.
Oh yeah, that too. So brings him back to Avengers HQ, I think.
Yeah.
Stark new tower.
Not a tower, just a station.
Yeah.
Tower was long destroyed.
So who's left that wasn't snapped away?
Okay, well, we get the original 6, of course. Tony, Cap, Bruce, Nat, Hawkeye, and Thor.
Thank God Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle.
Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket's still there. We got Nebula, of course. We got Captain Marvel. We have Pepper, if you want to count her. She does play a small role in the ending fight. We have Ant-Man, stuck in the quantum realm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he comes out of his white van.
Yeah.
White time travel.
And I'm thinking that's it from the main heroes that I can think of right now. There might be some glaring person I'm forgetting about, but I think that's it.
I think that's everyone. Yeah. So what did they do after that again?
It's pretty much straight to Thanos at that point. They find out that Thanos has used the stones.
I totally forgot. They go straight. They
found he's used the stones. Captain Marvel's like, well, now you got me.
I'm gonna go kill Thanos.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's go do that.
Yeah, and that caught me so off guard because they go there and within 30 seconds of them fighting him, or not even fighting, restraining him more specifically.
Wait, but what was he cooking?
That's a good question. What was Thanos cooking?
What was he cooking? Like, bro, there's probably an ungodly amount of theories on what he was cooking.
I know.
It's honestly more important than like the actual story.
Yeah.
And the actual bring the whole problem of these people being snapped away. Screw all that. What was he cooking?
Exactly.
What was he cooking?
But I gotta say, like, that scene shocked me because in the trailers, we don't find out, of course, that it's 2014 as they fight. In the trailers, we just see them walking up to Thanos with his armor on. So we just think that they're going to spend these 3 hours preparing for Thanos, somehow getting ready for this fight. Mm-hmm. And within the first half hour of the movie, his head is sliced off clean.
And it's...
this is 3 weeks after Endgame, and he is just dead. Because the 5-year time jumps after that.
Yeah, that Thanos...
They wasted no time.
Thanos really died by decapitation.
Yeah. A very non-MCU PG-13 thing I expected to see.
And there was blood. And
you see the little blood squirting out of his neck.
I was like, damn, isn't he okay?
Yeah.
I see you.
I guess because he's not human that they're okay to show that.
I mean, no. Was it red blood? Was it black blood?
It was I think it was
No, it was red. Because remember, when he gets punched in the face, he bleeds red.
You're right.
Yeah, so it was definitely red blood.
Yeah. Even them coming in and chopping out his hand right away, I was okay, whatever. I mean, okay. A little bit surprised, but not too shocked. I'm like, whatever. It's happened before. But then head slice.
And then he went, and then Thor went for the head.
Yes, and that even you appreciate. That was a good setup.
That is a 1 year setup job.
Yeah, 1 year setup.
Perfect.
I went for the head.
He went for the head.
Yeah. And that's it. I think almost immediately after that, we get the 5-year time jump. We see Joe Russo talking to Chris Evans in the support group about him asking his boyfriend out on a date.
Oh, wait, seriously, he was gay?
Yeah. Or the character was. I don't know if Joe Russo actually is.
Oh, wow, I did.
But yeah, he was saying something about asking his boyfriend or something.
I didn't catch on to that. So yeah, we're 5 years in the future now. Everyone's kind of doing their own shtick. Hawkeye's doing some hitman work in Japan.
Yes, Ronin, the assassin, not Ronin the accuser, because there's 2 different Ronins.
Everyone's favorite part of New Hulk. He's turned himself into Professor Hulk.
Oh, Lord.
Honestly, I don't mind it.
I very much do. I
don't mind it. Maybe I probably would hate it. I mean, I do understand why people don't like it. It's just not Hulk. It's just Banner, but it's just green.
It's not even that. I'm perfectly okay with Professor Hulk. As a matter of fact, I was looking forward to Professor Hulk, but it just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Especially because there is a deleted scene from Infinity War where I don't know how well you remember Infinity War because you didn't watch it with us, did you?
I didn't watch it too long ago. I think I may have watched it a year ago or something.
Okay, I don't know how well you remember it, but there's this scene where Bruce is in the Hulkbuster and he's fighting Obsidian.
Like on Wakanda.
In Wakanda. He's fighting. He said Obsidian, called Obsidian, the big dude with the swingy hammer. So when he gives him the glove, sends him flying up into the sky and he burns. The original version of the scene, the cut version of the scene, he doesn't do that. He starts screaming at Hulk, and Hulk comes out. He breaks out of the Hulkbuster and starts pounding the hell out of Obsidian.
I think I've seen that.
And so there's actually development there where Bruce and Hulk solve their issues, and I'm like, okay. This is the start. They give us that. They give us a little bit more. Give us a little 2-minute montage of Bruce experimenting on himself with the Gamma Lab over 18 months, I think he said it was in Endgame. And then sure, give us Professor Hulk. I don't mind Professor Hulk. I'm just so upset about how it came out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. We spend Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War just really diving into this deep, tense relationship between Bruce Banner and the Hulk, and it's just solved off screen. I really don't like that.
It's been 5 years. Come on, show what the hell they've been doing.
Yeah.
Type shit. But I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cute. However, in one scene, oh my god, Professor Hulk hits a dab.
Oh, well, yeah. It's his first scene where we see him in the restaurant.
Oh my god. He dabs the wrong way, which pisses me off the most.
He was like...
No, it's like he's doing some A-Train shit.
Yeah.
He's doing the A-Train pose.
Here comes the A-Train.
He's like A-Train, baby. He's like both arms pointed at the sky, but his head is in the direction of his arms are going.
Yeah, he's like...
Yeah, here comes the A-Train. No, that's not how you dab Pro Hulk. They're supposed to be a professor at this.
Yeah, that all combined with the Thor Fortnite scene was pretty unbearable for me, honestly.
But back to the 5-year jump. What's everyone been doing? Tony
started a family.
Yeah, he has a daughter.
Morgan,
yes. Hawkeye's doing hitman work. What's Nat doing? She's
growing out her hair and chilling at Avengers HQ.
Yep.
Eating sandwiches.
Pretty nice sandwiches.
Captain Marvel got a haircut, which I will refrain from sharing my opinions on.
Got a Karen cut. We can call it that.
Yeah. Don Cheadle is still paralyzed, but now he's in Mexico.
He's in Oh, that's right. Yeah, he just says that. He just says that in a hologram.
Yeah. And I don't remember where Rocket is.
I think he's with Nat. No, he's just showing.
No, he was in a hologram too.
Yeah. You're right.
The only ones at Avengers HQ were just Steve and Nat.
Okay. So after that, what do they do after they? Oh, what?
Ant-Man shows up.
Yeah, that's right. Ant-Man comes out of the.
The real hero of the movie is the rat that activates the van.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Without that rat, there's nothing.
That is dumb as hell. How the frick does this piece of shit rat just step on a few buttons and and saves Ant-Man. He could have been stuck in there until. That's why originally thought Quantumania was. I thought why the fuck did I think it's that he was still?
Still there?
Or like the whole movie it takes place kind of before.
Oh.
It was like the whole movie was in. I thought the whole movie was in there.
Oh.
Like the whole time, of the entirety of Quantumania is him is there. Yeah, that's way off.
Because Ant-Man the Wasp came out in 2018. They're not gonna make it like 5 years.
I don't know. He's been in there for 5 years.
That's true.
Yeah. Dumbass rat saves
everyone.
Great.
And then it's like pretty much immediately after that, Ant-Man comes out. He goes to see if his daughter's dead because he doesn't know about Thanos. He doesn't know about the snap, but he sees these mirrors.
Because he's been gone for in real time in his time 5 minutes.
Hours.
Yeah, 5 hours. 5 hours. That's right.
Yeah, and he comes back to see this desolate world and see these giant plaques of just people who are gone. He doesn't know about Thanos. He doesn't know about the snap, but he knows that these people are dead.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone.
And he goes
he's there to look for Cassie Lang, and thank God he sees no Lang but Scott.
And Paul Rudd's amazing reaction.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And yeah. So honestly, if it weren't for Ant-Man jumping out of the white van, he wouldn't have given the Avengers like the original kick to say, hey, we need to go save everyone. No one was really on board with that.
Because they just assumed there was no way.
Yeah.
Time travel is the only way you can solve that issue, and there was not even a concept for it. Because while Tony figured it out, he would have never known to think about the quantum realm because he'd never been there. I'm sure he didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
The whole thing is like, sure, Tony's a genius. He's like the second smartest person in the MCU, only behind Reed Richards. So I mean, it doesn't even exist in the MCU yet.
Yeah. What do you think? Who do you think should play Reed Richards?
Personally, I love John Krasinski. It's all but confirmed it's not going to be him.
I don't think it's going to be him. I think he was a pretty smart choice.
Yeah. It was literally just a fan cast at the same time. But
Multiverse of Madness is its own thing, which I have not seen.
Lord. One day we'll watch it. So like maybe who knows? Maybe Multiverse of Madness is like maybe that to me is like to your Endgame. Maybe I'll go back and maybe I'll like it.
Yeah, well, it's not my Endgame. It's just kind of this fun adventure because it's directed by the OT Spider-Man director.
No, but I'm saying like you originally didn't really like Endgame, and now it's grown on you a little bit at least.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll be Multiverse of Madness for me.
I mean, you didn't like.
The story. I was already having a bad day when I was watching that.
Because of personal reasons.
Yeah.
Couldn't really enjoy it, but that's not something to talk about. So.
Yeah.
So were we on? Scott Lang's back, Ant-Man's back, and he's trying to. And he's like, hey, or his daughter's he finds out his daughter's alive.
Yeah, so he runs to her.
He's
fine. He gets recast out of this movie. I must have hated her performance, but.
Oh, poor gal.
Yeah.
Another side note. I'm gonna keep getting off track here.
That's fine.
Poor Hannah Baker actor.
Yeah, she didn't even get into the final cut.
She didn't make it to the final cut.
She was completely scrapped.
Oh, that's so pain. What's her name? Catherine. I think it's Catherine Langford.
It sounds very familiar.
I'm gonna be so pissed if I don't get her. I don't want to get anyone wrong.
Yeah.
Just gonna look up 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, that's it. She's I just call her Hannah Baker. That's all I know.
I mean, she was in Knives Out also, which was amazing.
That is true. She was. But I also just called her Hannah Baker.
Catherine Langford. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, she's.
I don't even remember what her character name was in Knives Out. I literally just called her.
Yeah, she was pretty minuscule.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. So that happens. Yeah, poor girl couldn't make the final cut of the biggest movie ever.
Yeah.
So Scott runs back to his daughter, who's 5 years older. They reconcile, and what happens? He runs to the Avengers combat. He runs to the Avengers immediately, and he's like, "What happened?
Yeah.
Like we need to
what
do."
Happened?
What? I'm sorry, I don't find that meme funny.
I don't even know where it's from. I've only heard Fior say it. I've never heard anyone else say it. So I just know Fior. What happened?
I've heard some people.
Absolutely
kill the joke.
Oh, there you go. I see now.
And I'm, the more I hear about stuff, the more I'm.
The more mainstream it gets, the more you just like.
No, the more fatigue I'm just.
Yeah.
Stop this mainstream bullshit. I like this movie. It's mainstream. I know. So Ant-Man goes back and he's like, "Hey, we gotta get everyone back," and they're like, "No, can't do it. It's over."
Yeah, because and Black Widow's like, "I'm sorry, it must have been a long 5 years," and he's like, "That's the thing. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It's a very short fight. It's 5 hours.
So before they introduce time travel, which is huge.
Yeah.
All things considered, do they consider first going through the quantum realm to like a different time? Is that what time travel is?
That's basically just what time travel is.
Just go in the quantum realm.
You go into the quantum realm, you navigate it, and you come out in a different place.
Okay.
So it's essentially time travel.
And I remember stumbling across a video one time, thank God for a recommendation on YouTube. I saw a video, I can't remember the guy who made it. It was a video saying Avengers Endgame is terrible. It is.
Of course, you're so thankful for that video.
But I'm not thankful for it because it's almost 2.5 hours. I'm pretty sure I made it like 30 or 40 minutes in. The whole time is just breaking down the concept of the time travel.
Oh my god.
And what plot holes it brings up and such. I can't even begin to start with that because honestly, time travel for me in movies is. It's just best not to think about it, best not to overthink it.
Yeah.
They make it pretty clear why they can't go into, like, way back when Thanos was a baby and just...
Yeah.
And just...
There were plot holes, though. Mm-hmm. The most... if you think critically about it, there's some more. But I think the largest one, which I'm sure we'll get to in a little bit, is just old Captain America. That shouldn't work. He shouldn't be on that bench unless he came out of the quantum realm, but we saw the machine, and he never left that machine.
Again, that's something you just better not think about.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I really don't care.
It really doesn't want you just to question it.
Yeah.
Because things that happened in the past do not directly affect the future.
Yeah.
In this movie's universe. That's how time travel works.
Yeah.
That's the absolute bare minimum.
I mean, I understood it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. In theaters, I was confused when Hulk was saying it. But then once they started doing it, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. I get it.
It's something you gotta accept.
Yeah.
And I'm not about to rant on about time travel because, my favorite movie of all time, Donnie Darko. That's a time travel movie.
It is.
Huh? I didn't know that. It's time travel, but like not until the last act of the movie.
Okay.
The whole movie has to do with time travel and primary tangent universe type shit.
Okay.
It is. Deep. That's where the sci-fi element comes from.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So, but that's another episode. So, time travel is a risky one. But like in Back to the Future, I've never seen Back to the Future.
You haven't?
I have never seen Back to the Future.
Oh, we're watching it. We're doing an episode on it.
I have never seen Back to the Future. How does it work? How does it work in that movie? If you can
in my opinion, Back to the Future is like the template for time travel. I feel like almost everything uses the same way Back to the Future does.
And they even reference it in Endgame. Like they say, like, oh, Back to the Future lied to me.
Back to the Future, and the way where Dr. Emmett Brown, I think on the doc,
mm-hmm.
he literally explains it on a chalkboard. So you have your flow of time. So you can go back in time, and there was one singular flow of time. Now if you change something, there's a new flow of time, but it deletes the old flow of time. There is only one active timeline at any point.
That's pretty.
So if I go back in time and kill your parents, and I come back to now, you don't exist. That's it.
Damn. Okay. So
it is just very clean and simple.
That's pretty simple.
All I'm simply doing when I come back to the future, I'm simply just fast forwarding life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna come back here when you're alive, but in like an alternate timeline universe that you're not alive. No, you're dead.
So I kind of like that.
It's very clean and simple.
One singular
timeline. Because when you think about it with Endgame, it's like the different timelines are essentially just different universes, but they're not different universes because the multiverse is a separate concept in time travel, and it's just so confusing.
Thank God for Kevin Feige.
Yeah. Back to the Future, the time travel is plain and simple. If there are plot holes, there's never any that I've noticed. It just makes perfect sense to me.
I haven't heard people complain or nitpick too much about it.
Yeah, like Back to the Future is a classic. I've never heard people say. I've never even heard anyone say they dislike the movies.
Yeah.
Some people say it's not their favorite movie, but I've never even heard anyone say they dislike them.
Mm-hmm. I heard Part 2 is also pretty amazing.
In my opinion, 2 is just as good, if not better than 1.
Oh wow, okay.
3 is easily the worst, but that doesn't make it bad. It's just not. It's not 2 and 1.
I haven't heard too much of.
Well, one just quick spoiler-free synopsis. 1 is being stuck in the past. 2 is trying to fix the future. And 3 is being in the Wild West.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of that.
It's a very
different.
Yeah.
So that's how time travel works in the MCU or in Endgame.
Yeah.
At its absolute bare minimum.
Yeah.
Things that happened in the past, and like if you go into the past, it does not change the present.
Yeah.
I think it just starts its own like.
Yeah, because as Hulk says, that past becomes your future and your present becomes your past.
Mm-hmm. What does that even mean? Can you break that down?
Okay, so going into the past, that becomes your future because you are now about to live the past, which is your future, even though it was your past. And the present, the place they were in when having the conversation, becomes your past because you've now left that, therefore it is in your past. The thing is, he uses bad terms because he's talking about a personal past, present, future in comparison to an overall timeline past, present, and future. With these relative terms, just make it all the more confusing.
They could have just did the Doc Brown route
and
put on a chalkboard, but instead of just expository dialogue, but alas.
Yeah, but they had to be able to come back to current time and have it completely unchanged because, final battle.
And there's no way they're going to overcomplicate how time travel works.
Yeah, no.
In this final part. Honestly, time travel sounded insane. Like, from the very beginning, I was like, no way they're about to do time travel.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Way more ridiculous. I believe multiverse more than time travel, honestly, because you have characters...
Multiverse is very clean and easy. Alternate universe. Done.
Yeah, exactly. And you have characters like Doctor Strange that make you believe it. But, like, time travel is a whole different animal.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It really is.
Yeah, that's... Especially...
Just when you're trying to combine that with the quantum realm and quantum physics, it's like you're going through so many like science fiction topics. I mean, I know quantum physics is obviously real, but like the quantum realm and all that is like, or at least the Marvel version of it.
What have we been going for? About an hour?
An hour, yeah.
Oh wow, okay. Jesus. Oh, well, that's another hour done on my assignments.
Yeah.
Great. So that's how time travel works. So they say that they're pretty skeptical because Tony does not want to do it.
Yeah, Tony does not want to do it, and they can't really figure it out without him.
Mm-hmm. Because, well, then he has a urethra moment, or a eureka moment.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking the meme. It's like urethra.
Yeah.
So they're doing. So he has like this hologram shit. He figures it out. Honestly,
yeah.
Scott Lang and Pro Hulk. They don't have shit on Tony's big brain.
Tony
they
is
really
the
don't.
smartest character in the MCU.
Yeah.
At least as of now.
Yeah. Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards does not exist.
Yeah. Not in this universe. Not yet.
Until when? 2025? Yeah.
It was going to be 2024, which, I mean, Fantastic Four works perfectly, but nope. Blade director, I just screwed it all up. I don't even care about Blade. It delayed all the movies I care about.
Blade's kind of cool.
Blade's cool, but I didn't care about Blade nearly as much as I care about Deadpool 3 and Fan 4 and Kang Dynasty, which were delayed because of Blade.
God damn it. I wonder if it's Wesley Snipes' issue again. I wonder... Because I heard he was a total jackass on the first three movies, like behind the scenes.
Oh,
apparently, he was stoned out of his mind.
Oh my god!
He was too busy being cool and trying something different.
Trying something new and different. Yeah.
Trying something new. So Tony has a urethra moment. He goes to. He figures it all out.
With the Morbius strip.
No,
Morbius strip.
What?
He makes it in the shape of a Morbius strip, or a Mobius strip, or a Morbius strip.
Yeah, that's right, he says that. And he makes his time machine in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Morgan comes down, shit, juice pops.
Yeah, they have a cute moment there.
Yeah.
Good for them. So he builds his time machine in a really short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
He builds it like in one night, which is impossible, but
for Tony Stark, super easy, barely an inconvenience.
We got a 3 hour, we got 2.5 hours ahead, so we gotta get moving.
Yeah.
We gotta get this movie.
Yeah. Well, at that point, it's plotting time.
Yeah.
We're plotting. We're planning. We're getting our prep time.
Yeah.
We're getting ready. We gotta find out when, where, and how to get all 6 stones because everyone's only on one round trip because plot devices.
Mm-hmm. So they divide up into what? 4 teams? 3 teams?
I think it's like 3 that becomes 4.
So Nebula and Don Cheadle go.
Nebula and Don Cheadle initially go with Hawkeye and Black Widow, but then they split up.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So Hawkeye and and Black Widow, they go to split up in 2014.
2014 in Vormir to get the Soul Stone.
So they go to get the Soul Stone. Don Cheadle and Nebula split up with Hawkeye and Nat to. Where do they go get
the Morag, get the Power Stone?
Yeah, also in 2014,
yeah.
right at the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Cap, Iron Man, Ant-Man, and Hulk.
Yeah.
They go to the first Avengers in 2012.
Battle for New York.
And Battle for New York to get the Tesseract. No.
Yeah, the Tesseract, the Space Stone, and also the Mind Stone from Loki's Scepter. They're going for two stones.
Mm-hmm. But then something happens.
Yeah.
What happens? How did they screw that up?
Loki grabs the Tesseract and escapes, which very interesting considering we got a Loki project coming up. I wonder if that's how it starts.
Oh, that's how.
That's how, because Loki's dead in Infinity War. There's no somebody bringing him back. It's the 2012 Loki. He hasn't lived any of Age of Ultron, Thor: The Dark World, Ragnarok, Infinity War. This is a practically cookie cutter template Loki now. That's going to be in the Loki show. Which opens up a lot of interesting possibilities. Because the Ragnarok Loki went through a lot of character development. He began to grow a bond with Thor. And in Infinity War, he was going to fight to try to save Thor's life. He tried to fight Thanos, which obviously failed immediately. Yeah. But we've grown. Whereas this Loki doesn't have any of that. He is pure selfishness.
Honestly, I think Loki's top 3 characters for me in the MCU.
Really?
I love Loki. Because he's so funny.
I think he's hilarious.
He's hysterical.
I don't really love him, but I think he's hilarious. And the person who I've watched the most MCU movies with, they absolutely hate him. They have no interest in watching.
Wow, I think he's hysterical.
Yeah.
In the first Avengers, he's really funny.
He's hilarious.
He's pretty threatening in the first Avengers too. He's threatening. He's hilarious.
And when you think about it, you look at Thanos, Ultron, Kang, potentially Doom, and then Loki. There's an elephant in the room there, but in Avengers 1, he commands his presence. He really makes himself known.
And he's pathetic too.
Yeah.
He's pathetic. He's a little shit.
Yeah.
But Loki is one of my favorites. I don't know if it's top 3, maybe, because I can't think of too many right now. I do, everyone loves Spider-Man. He's probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Tom Holland is definitely not my favorite Spider-Man. I still think he's I was going to say an amazing Spider-Man, but that would have been,
yes.
He's a great Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yes. He's just not my favorite. That goes to Toby, obviously.
Yeah.
So they screw up the mission. Not Toby. I was going to say Tom Hiddleston, but I could just say Loki. Loki takes the briefcase of the Tesseract, and he snaps himself away, honestly. He's out of there.
He's out of there. And, we'll see where he goes when we get to Loki.
Mm-hmm. Another thing also, it is nice. I remember being in the theater, and it was nice to see, different angles of this.
Alternate perspectives, alternate shots, and a few extra seconds of conversation.
I wonder how they did that, honestly. Did they have to
They must have reshot.
Or I don't. They honestly.
There was extended when they first start. When Hulk's no sirs. That's completely.
Yeah, that's completely.
There was a conversation with the whole Avengers just before that. That was a completely new one where Tony's okay, guys. Let's wrap this up. We'll start setting them down.
Did they have to because that's pretty accurate from what I've last seen the Avengers. Yeah. Honestly. But yeah, that looks pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm sure they may have de-aged a few of them.
Oh,
I'm not sure. It's been 7-8 years.
7 years, yeah.
Yeah. So, it looks pretty good, honestly. And I like my favorite callback was when Nebula and Don Cheadle in 2014 they see Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Come and get your love.
And that was funny to see.
More specifically, Starfire fashion.
Yeah, he's not even singing.
He doesn't even know the lyrics to the songs that he loves the most. Because 2014, he's only listened to Awesome Mix Volume 1. Bro's been living off of 24 songs his entire life and still doesn't know the lyrics to any of them.
Yeah. Poor guy. He's never listened to Kanye.
That's so true. He's missing out.
No, he's not missing out. He's
missing out.
No, Quill has some pretty good taste.
He does. Yeah. Guardian soundtracks are always bangers.
Mm-hmm. I think James Gunn just has a knack for old songs.
Yeah.
Like that, for montages, shit like that.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite callback. So yeah, they screwed up the mission, and
there's also one more team though.
Oh yeah,
Thor and Rocket.
Thor and Rocket.
Asgard.
I completely forgot about that.
2013. Not 2014.
2013 to the
Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
Worst MCU movie.
Everyone's favorite.
At least pre-Phase 4.
And honestly, I don't love Fat Thor.
Oh, I hate it.
I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't
hate it at first. I think it's very interesting.
No, I hate it at first because he's playing Fortnite with Taika Waititi. And
Fortnite was like, whatever, very, very, very awfully clear product placement. But I don't hate the idea of Fat Thor. I like the idea of Thor in need of rehabilitation. He's just mentally and physically out of it. And that's what the issue is. By the final battle, he's still, as the MCU calls him, his official title is Bro Thor.
No.
God forbid we call him Fat Thor. No. His official title is Bro Thor.
I mean, who calls him Lebowski?
Tony,
yeah, that's he's Lebowski Thor to me, honestly. Yeah. If you ever seen The Big Lebowski, you would know exactly. That's a must watch also.
Yeah.
People consider that the greatest movie of all time.
Wow.
I don't think it is, not even close, but I think it's really funny.
Okay.
So yeah, that's Lebowski Thor for me. I don't like how he's introduced because he is extremely down on his luck.
Yeah.
And he has nothing to lose, but I like that better in Infinity War. He's just super out of it. He wants to fight, but he can't. He saw his brother just die. He lost his eye. His mom is dead. His whole planet's dead. Or is Asgard dead, or just his whole family's dead?
Most of Asgard. There's like some people in a new Asgard, which is a place on Earth now.
Yeah.
So there's a few remaining Asgardians, but very, very few.
He's lost everything.
Yeah.
But then they just make him talk trash to new Master 69.
Yes.
And
rip your arms off and shove them so far up your butthole.
Bro, if this movie actually took place in real life, that guy would respond with some very harsh comments.
Oh yes. Oh, many words that will never be spoken on this podcast.
I'm pretty sure Thor would say some actual some swears, but this Marvel movies they're making movies for children.
Yeah, so gotta keep it PG-13.
Yeah. But come on, how funny would it be if Thor actually talks some serious smack to that guy?
PG-13 movies are allowed one F-bomb, and no MCU movies ever made use of that.
They said it in one of the X-Men movies.
Yes, they said it in multiple X-Men movies, and I love that.
Yeah.
My favorite ever, for any PG-13 movie that's allowed one F-bomb, I think the single best use
is the Social Network. Oh, I thought.
No. I was saying X-Men First Class.
Oh wow!
First Class I was absolute favorite.
I was ready for Social Network.
No. My favorite PG-13 movie that makes the best use or not my favorite movie, but my favorite use of the single F-bomb allowed is X-Men First Class.
Which is when
Professor X and Magneto, they're going around to random units trying to start their first original X-Men. And then you get a little Hugh Jackman cameo. He's not in the movie at all. He's just at a bar smoking a cigar.
And he says, "Go after yourself."
Yeah,
go fuck yourself.
That's it. And I loved it. I was laughing hysterically because that's not Marvel humor. That's real humor. I was dying. And it fits Wolverine so perfectly. That's something he would do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Marvel has yet to drop an F-bomb.
Yeah.
Honestly, they were pretty. From the few clips I've seen, they were pretty vulgar in She-Hulk of all shows, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they were pretty vulgar in that, which I kind of do appreciate, but I've never seen the show in its entirety.
Oh, the finale was honestly so enjoyable. Which may have just been because my expectations were at the absolute bottom of the barrel, and so I just love the finale that much more. But I really, really enjoyed it. Whereas the episode I was looking forward to more than anything else in this world, the Daredevil episode, was my least favorite episode in the entire series. I hated everything about it.
Great. Well, sorry to disappoint you, listeners, but we will not be reviewing She-Hulk because I will not be watching She-Hulk.
He's lying. We're definitely watching She-Hulk.
I don't want to do that.
But anyways, Endgame.
Yes.
The plan. They messed it up, but Paul Rudd, Scott Lang, Ant-Man, he goes home, we got the Mind Stone. One and done. That's done.
Yes, so they get that. And honestly, I was not really looking forward to the part of Raccoon and Thor on Asgard, because honestly, I think Asgard is a very unpleasing location to me. I don't find it that interesting. honestly.
I think it's visually quite pleasing, but I think plot-wise it's kind of boring. Also, and I think the best thing about it is like the grand landscapes, and I really don't care about the Asgardian castle. It looks like a giant organ.
It's not a very pleasing place to look at for me.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But I actually did like how he tries with this little time he has to reconcile with his mother. I was like, oh damn. I was like, oh damn. I don't remember that on my last watch.
Yeah, so, and the fact that she knew she was gonna die, she knew or hoped that Thor would turn okay without her.
Yeah. And Raccoon's just too busy like dosing up Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
What did he do? He shoved that needle in her?
Yeah, they shoved the needle in her to extract the Aether, which is the reality stone.
Yeah.
So they got out of there quite quick after Thor takes Mjolnir with him because I'm still worthy.
Yeah.
So they get out of there, and Don Cheadle gets out alive with the Power Stone, but of course Nebula gets stuck behind.
Yeah, and dumbest thing in the movie, why didn't Nebula have to go to the time that even though that she knew that her past self was going to go to?
Yeah.
That was... Honestly, if it weren't for that, the whole third act wouldn't have happened.
Oh, correct.
So yeah. it was merely a plot device.
But honestly, that will never make me nearly as mad as Star-Lord in Infinity War. What did you do with Gamora? Yeah. You asshole! And just started smacking her. I'm like, oh my god, that was hard to watch.
That was I forgot about that. Yeah. God damn it, Chris! God damn it, Chris Pratt, you simp! We don't have time for this. You have to kill this guy.
Yeah. But anyways, we're 3 stones down now. And then after that...
Nat and Hawkeye.
Nat and Hawkeye on Vormir. They go up to Red Skull and he tells them the same thing that they told Thanos and Gamora, I guide others to a treasure I cannot possess, but you must make a sacrifice of the one thing you love most. Which for Clint Barton is, of course, not his wife or kids, but it is in fact Black Widow.
Which is basically his side chick. And that's a good point, yeah. Why? I mean...
Maybe because they're already dead or dusted. You can't lose them again. He's already given that thing up. You're right. Not willingly, but he can't give them up right now.
Side question about the Soul Stone. You can give up. You have to give up someone you love or something that you love?
I believe it's referred to as something, but I feel like 99% of the time that anything that anyone loves the most is always going to be a person.
Yeah.
I feel like very, very few people in this world ever say they love a thing more than a person. Or at least, their top one thing loved will be a thing and not a person.
That's fair, yeah. And there's only 2 of them up, and they have very little things on them, so you can't give much away there.
And then Matt's not going to drop her Glock down there and be like, oh man, Glock's gone.
I mean, she was trying to pop some aliens.
In the deleted version of the scene.
Yeah, that's right. Which, I don't think would have been as powerful as...
I think the one little thing there was very powerful, honestly.
Don't know why you shot an explosive at her. What if you blew her legs off on accident?
I'm sure he knew.
That kind of would have been funny. Like, oh shit, I accidentally killed her up here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
At that point, he could leave with the stone.
Yeah, you could throw her down. Whatever.
My first time watching the movie, I didn't understand until halfway through the scene. I thought they were both actually just trying to kill each other. I thought they were both like, I'm coming back with the stone.
You dumbass.
Well, dude, I was like...
We were 15!
No, I was 14. My birthday was like a few days after Endgame.
Okay, you were 15. Let's go with that. You were old enough to know that they were definitely fighting to, who should sacrifice themselves.
Well, I figured it out, 30 seconds in. Those first 30 seconds, I'm like, what the hell?
Why are they fighting?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. We're supposed to be saving the universe.
Yeah.
There's no time for this shit.
Yeah.
But, down goes Nat. In an honestly a pretty sad scene.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to let her go, but she just kicks herself off the cliff.
She forces him. Which is damn. Which is a really big thing, especially for Hawkeye's character. His whole thing is, in these 5 years he hasn't let go of the fact that he lost his wife and kids. Now Nat's forcing him to let go, quite literally.
That's true. Yeah, that's a pretty good callback.
Yeah. But I'd say, he gets the Soul Stone.
She'll be back for her own spin-off.
Oh, yeah.
Great. I mean, is it good? I don't even remember. Is Black Widow any good?
It's unoffensive, but it doesn't need to exist.
How much better would it be if it took place pre-Endgame? Or it more the movie came out before pre-Endgame?
So much better.
Yeah.
It's not that it should have been pre-Endgame. It should have been pre-Age of Ultron. I think if we were gonna get a Black movie,
it should have came out like between Iron Man 1 and 2, honestly.
Yeah, it should have come out Phase 1 or absolute latest Phase 2.
Because she just kind of pops in there.
It takes place between Civil War and Infinity War. Well, aside from the post-credit scene, which is somebody visiting her grave.
And there goes like all the tension in that movie too. Like, she's not gonna die. Like,
yeah.
She dies in Endgame, obviously. Exactly. But whatever.
It's on the weaker side of Phase 4, which doesn't really say much. Because a lot of Phase 4 is pretty weak, not gonna lie. Especially when I hold it up in comparison to the first 3 phases, which I adore. But it's unoffensive. It's like I'm not really mad about the movie. It's just cool. This didn't need to be here, but it is.
Yeah. Whatever. At least we get Florence Pugh and the infamous green screen shot of her. Yeah, the one where she's jumping off. Yeah. But the thing is, ScarJo had 1 movie left in her contract, so they're like, okay, well we can't put you in another one because you're dead now. So Black Widow movie. Really, that's her last one?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, she's done.
Oh well. Poor girl. Like that movie was delayed like a whole last year.
Just to not even get a theater release. There was like a whole lawsuit over that. Like, she ended up settling with Disney over some millions of dollars.
I forgot about that.
She was in contract to get a theater release because then she would get a cut of the box office sales, but there was no box office sales, so it was exclusive to Disney Plus.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah.
It's okay. She's in some fantastic movies that I need to watch. So she's already got a good movie career under her belt.
Yeah, and she got some settlement of some millions of dollars from Disney, anyways.
Yeah. But I mean. Come on, girl. You're in the MCU. You should be getting paid enough already. But
yeah,
still, whatever. She's in some fantastic movies that I need to watch. She's in a movie called Lost in Translation with Bill Murray.
Oh, I've heard of that.
You ever seen Jojo Rabbit?
I haven't. That's another one that I've heard so many great things about.
She's in that. She's amazing in that. There's this really creepy movie with her called Under the Skin.
I think I've heard of that too.
Yeah, that's
all these sound like familiar names.
Yeah. So she's doing really well. And she's a Marriage Story. How could I forget about that? Marriage Story with Adam Driver.
Yeah.
With Kyle Ren.
Kylo Ren.
No, I know I didn't say Kyle. I meant to say Kyle.
Yeah.
Because people, I heard something a while back that parents are starting to name their kids Kylo.
Oh, Lord.
Which is definitely the new Xbox stereotype name.
Yeah.
Kylo.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you deserve to get punched in the face if your name is Kylo, bro.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Matter of fact, you're in the worst. Honestly, I think the second weakest trilogy in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I really don't like. I think I prefer the sequels more than the prequels.
1 and 2 are so boring. I just love Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith is fine. 1 and 2, I should put on those movies if I really can't fall asleep.
Honestly.
And the sequels are so 5 out of 10 for me. It's just the original trilogy.
I've been meaning once I'm done with DC, I think Star Wars is the next franchise I'm just gonna hardcore tackle and watch all of it because I haven't touched so much of it in so long, and there's so many things I just have never even seen.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to text my mother. There. Where were we? She sacrifices herself.
Yeah, sacrifices herself. Now Hawkeye comes back in the Soul Stone. We're at 4 to 6, and next is Bruce talking to the Sorcerer Supreme, and we finally get our realization that this may be the future that Strange was talking about in Infinity War, because he's trying to convince her to give him the Time Stone, and she just refuses until he says, "Then why did Strange give it away?" And it's that moment that she realizes, and I realized, and I'm sure a lot of audience members realized, that, wait, this may have been the 1 in 14,605,000.
Mm-hmm.
Because then she's like, okay, if he did it, then this is the only way. The only way to beat that. I mean, which I really don't get, but sure.
Yeah.
The only way, supposedly, is just that you absolutely have to use the Time Stone later on to bring everyone back, because they had to be gone for 5 years to begin.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. And then we get the last one of my favorite ones, which is the Space Stone gathered from, I believe it was 1970. Yes, it was, I think it was May something.
I don't know why I thought it was the 40s or something. It looks, because I saw, because, they show Peggy.
Yeah.
Carter, what's her name?
Yeah, Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
Or Margaret Carter, official government name.
Yeah. So I immediately assumed this is like a few, I guess, months.
I mean, because she looks identical to the way she does.
Exactly. So I didn't see the big 1970 on the screen or something. I don't know. Maybe I whispered to my friend or something how dumb this shit is.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that. I'm kind of enjoying this movie, but still, I'm gonna nitpick it because that's what I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it takes place in the 40s. It has a very 40s look. It takes place on even the 50s, because it looks like it's in Nevada, which is a very similar setting to Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is the fourth one. It has a very, very similar look.
Okay.
It looks like the 50s, and it's like this, like they're preparing for like a nuke or some shit. Like that's what the setting looks like to me, but I was way off. It's 1970 something.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tony and Cap go there. Cap is undercover trying to... What is he trying to do?
Cap is just trying to distract, I think.
Or just blend in, I guess. Like because he has like some disguise on.
Yeah. Oh no. I think they're the pin particles. Because they had no way back now. They used their last set on pin particles to get to 1970. So he had to go get more. And the reason they specifically picked 1970 is because he knew that was a time where both the Tesseract and Hank Pym would be in one place at one time.
Yeah.
So Tony went to go get the Tesseract, the Space Stone. Cap went to go get more pin particles so they could actually get home.
Mm-hmm. And Tony runs into his father down in the basement, who I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably because he hasn't been seen since... What Iron Man does he... Did they mention a pyramid?
No. It's the same actor through both Iron Man 2 and Civil War. We get the quick.
Oh, well, I've never seen Iron Man 2, so
okay.
Yeah, so that
Iron Man 2 is our first look at him. It's very, very. It's like a VHS footage, you know, but it's the same actor. And then Civil War, we get those short looks at older him before he gets assassinated by Winter Soldier Bucky Barnes.
Yeah. Oh wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
So he has a pretty nice moment with them. Honestly, they talk about what the
expecting a child.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, they're talking about kids, and
Tony himself is about to be born.
Yeah, but like, how does his dad not know? Hey, you kind of look like me.
I don't know. Man.
I don't know. So, but that's.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't really. In a sense, like he had the strange beard. So I think he was just more perplexed in the strange beard and hairstyle.
Yeah, I guess. But like, you think a father seeing his long lost son would be like, "Hey, you kind of look like my offspring," or something.
Yeah, and I also just wonder, especially as young Tony begins to grow up, he's like, "Huh, I never really looked at that Howard Potts guy."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Howard D's nuts. I'm sorry.
Oh my
Howard
gosh.
Potts. Yeah, he goes by Howard Potts. They talk about kids. He has a daughter named Morgan. I was about to say Margaret for some reason. Yeah. So they have a pretty nice closure there. He talks about his father, how he was right. Sometimes he was right and shit. And honestly, this movie starts to win me over.
Yeah.
Like
it was a really, really great scene. I really, really loved it.
A lot of good conclusions for some characters.
Yeah.
Like, or some, I guess, closure for some characters, like, and their loved ones and such.
We never really got, like, in Iron Man 2, we already got the semblance of, like, wow, Tony's father loved him. But, he really got to say thank you, which, I mean, of course, Howard was like, huh? What are you thanking me for? But, like, Tony got that moment.
Yeah.
Where he got to, like, thank you, for raising me, for doing everything you could, even though I didn't realize it as a child. Mm-hmm. But that's it. They get the Space Stone, they go back, they've got the 6 stones.
But before they do, Cap, he sees Peggy in her office, and I don't know who this girl's eye doctor is. How does she not see him?
Yeah, because he's looking right over. The blinds are open.
The blinds are. They're open.
And
they're open enough to know that there is a human right on the other side of the glass. It's stupid, but whatever. We move along.
Yeah.
And this will come into play later on. How he sees her.
Yes, it will.
How he is a huge cuck. I'm joking.
Oh, man. Yeah, but they go back now. They've got the 6 stones. Just about instantly, Tony gets the new Iron Gauntlet ready to bring everyone back. And so, who's better to do it but Thor himself, running with the power of cheese whiz through his veins, as Don Cheadle says himself.
Thanks, Don Cheadle.
But then Hulk takes it, he's like, it's as if this was made for me. And the gauntlet has to expand like 3 times its size to fit his hand. But I know he was talking about the gamma radiation. Which, I mean, I don't know since when the Infinity Stones radiate gamma, but I'm gonna not nitpick this movie because I really don't care. I do it more in a like humorous sense, not because I actually care sense.
Yeah.
But Hulk does it. He brings everyone back, which is confirmed by birds chirping, because birds can't chirp unless everyone's back. But more specifically,
wait, what?
Because when Ant-Man goes to the window and sees the birds chirping, there's more birds than usual.
I must have missed that.
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb.
Well, it's more specifically confirmed by the fact that Laura Barden starts calling Clint, his wife.
Oh, that's right.
And he's like, my gosh.
So who uses it? Hulk, right? Yeah, but like his arm gets
destroyed. The same way that Thanos did when he used it.
All kinds of messed up.
Yeah.
So it's you're sacrificing your right arm there.
Yeah, but the same thing. Professor Hulk wasn't doing most of his arms anyways.
And it works. He snaps and he gets a phone call back, and it starts to notice that hey, people might start coming back because that worked. That's the initial kick.
But then, bam!
Immediately,
Evil Nebula got the spaceship out of there and then smashed. The whole compound is wrecked.
Wait, but how did they get there? Because I think we missed a very important part.
We did skip over that.
Over Nebula's
after Nebula gets her vision, she's found by Thanos, captured, beaten up, and then swapped out for the 2014 Nebula, who was obviously still very evil and still very eager to serve Thanos and his will.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's there, brings in Thanos,
and they swap her. And Don Cheadle he gives her something. Does he not? He gives her. He thinks it's her. At one point,
he does.
Because Nebula goes back in time to present day.
No. Hawkeye hands him the gauntlet.
Yeah, that's
right after the big explosion.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he's trying to get out of there. The Outriders. Those Demogorgon-looking things. He's trying to escape them. He's winded. He sees Nebula. He's like, "Here, take the gauntlet."
Yeah.
And then that's when it's like, "Father, I have the gauntlet, or I have the stones," whatever she says.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Huh?" And then bam, good.
So that's how Thanos and crew show up to present day to say, what are they there for? They're there for the stones.
He's there for the stones because specifically now he no longer wants to wipe out half the universe and hopes that the other half will prosper because he knows that he did it and it failed. He wants to destroy the entire universe down to its last atom.
He wants a hard reset on your iPhone phone.
Yeah, he's trying to not a soft reboot, bro. Wants a hard reboot on the universe, created in his own image. Born from the blood of all the ones lost, but they would never know it.
Maybe they should have used the Infinity Saga for the end of the MCU and then rebooted it. Imagine that's how they rebooted it.
Oh, that'd be
hard reset.
I'm sure they will eventually.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will. Well, they'll have an incursion or 616 or something.
Well, oh my God, this franchise is never going to end. I'm so tired of it. So they're back, so Thanos wants to wipe out the whole ass universe now, which is, I mean, damn. Okay, at least he had some restraint before.
Yeah, that's it. He is just
past him is ruthless.
Yeah.
And another thing also, I just thought about this. In Guardians, when they go to Guardians 1 to see Chris Pratt dancing and shit, Ronan the Accuser is alive.
Yes, he is.
He is alive, and he's in pretty good touch with Thanos, no?
Yeah, he is.
Why doesn't he go with them? Why doesn't everyone show up, I guess?
I don't know.
Obviously, I'm not gonna ask you why specifically. Of course, you don't have a fucking
reason.
No,
but I mean, I guess it's never really brought up.
Because Ronan is alive in this time,
pretty
early on, and he chats with Thanos every now and then. I remember Guardians.
Yeah, you're right. That never even came to mind.
He doesn't show up at the end at all.
No, they have no use for him at all. I don't know. I guess Thanos felt sufficient within his 4 children, and of course this Outrider and Chitauri. Is that what they call it? The Chitauri army.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just thought about that.
Yeah.
I can't really think of say the same for everyone else because they're pretty minor in comparison. Because Ronan was pretty huge because he's
the main villain of Guardians 1.
But he knows Thanos. That's the thing. A character like Whiplash from Iron Man 2. He's not Thanos.
He's not called Whiplash, by the way.
What's his name?
I forget. But it's not Whiplash. searching this up.
I swear to
It's not
God.
called Whiplash.
I played Lego Marvel Superheroes. His name is
I know
Whiplash.
for a fact his name is not
His name is
Whiplash.
Whiplash in that movie,
No, it's
trust me.
not. Iron. I'm gonna be very upset if I'm wrong here.
It's gonna prove I know more Marvel than you.
It is Whiplash. Shit. You're right.
Let's
I don't know
go.
why I thought it was something different. Maybe I'm just so used to them calling him Ivan.
Ivan? That's his.
That's the character's name. But anyways, that's it. Evil Gamora takes the gauntlet, but not for long because she is shot and killed by good Gamora when she threatens to kill Nebula. Evil Nebula is shot by good Nebula when she threatens to shoot 2014 Gamora.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, we're pretty much brought to the beginning of the final battle.
Wow. Oh, well, we've been recording a long time already.
Yeah. It's Tony, Thor, and Cap against Thanos. You know, the big three of the original six. Especially because good Hulk is gone. All have to take him on. And there are so many references. So many that I didn't call yesterday, and so many that I want to bring up now. First things first. Before the whole friendly fire thing, Tony busts out this big thing on his back, and Thor charges up his hammer and shoots it right at Tony. A direct reference to Avengers 1. When they're trying to fight Thor because they don't know who he is, Thor hits him with lightning, and Tony's suit gets supercharged to 1,000% energy. So Tony, always improving his suits, channels that now. That big thing on his back was specifically made to channel the energy of Mjolnir and shoot it right at Thanos.
Cool. I remember that fight scene, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that they were not cool with Thor for a while.
Yeah, they were, because Thor wanted Loki, and they wanted Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, yo, get out of our way. So he was ready for that. Cap came in, shield and all, and Thor was there with both Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, the two most powerful weapons this man has ever used.
Well, that's a pretty neat callback. Can't lie there.
Yeah, I really like it. It's not shoved in your face, but it's just there.
Another thing too about going back to Pro Hulk, he's useless. He's not strong.
Fight.
He can't fight. He's not strong.
Like Bruce is like, I mixed the brain with the brawn. No, you didn't. You're just big and ugly.
Like he barely puts a dent in a taxi car.
Yeah.
And just kind of throws him over. Like he's not into it.
No.
I don't think they even cut to him once. I don't think he even kicks anyone's ass in this fight.
No, he doesn't, because he's too badly injured from the other thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, his arm is screwed
The
up.
only thing he does is carry Rocket up.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like Giant Man. Like gets out of the building robot.
Oh, that's cool though. I can't even lie. I like seeing Giant Ant-Man.
Just busting out, and then when he steps on one of the dudes.
Or when he socks that big ship in the face.
Yeah, the Leviathan.
Yeah,
he stalks the Leviathan in the face, and then Call Obsidian is doing some major damage, and he just steps on him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy seeing how much trouble the Avengers had with him in the previous movie.
Yeah, so they're whipping ass. Everyone comes back also. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
Everyone shows
it's
up.
not long before Sam comes in with the on your left.
Yeah.
And then Black Panther comes out first. But then Sam is quick to follow.
Thank God for the Wakandan army, honestly. If it weren't for them, they may have been outnumbered.
Yeah. No, but I mean, there was a lot of other fodder. You know, there was all the Valkyries that came back. From Thor Ragnarok. There was all the sorcerers following Wong and Doctor Strange.
True, yeah. So they had 3 armies.
Yeah, they had. There's probably another one I'm forgetting, honestly. But I'm sure there was the rest of the regular Asgardian fighters too. So they had their fair share of just random fodder armies.
This is something I've been wondering about for a long time. Where did they go? How did they know to come back to this time?
Doctor Strange had the port. Doctor Strange opened every portal, so he was the one who communicated with everyone because he knew this is the one future. He already knows how this whole fight's going to play out. So he told them, okay guys, this is it, this is the fight, go do your thing. And he knew exactly what he had to do.
But how are they back? Because are they, when Hulk did reverse snap,
yeah.
did they just...
They immediately come back to exactly where they were.
Okay, yeah.
And in the Black Widow movie, it's actually shown off exactly how that happens.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. And then he just opens... Okay. That makes a hell of a lot more sense.
To them, a millisecond has passed. They dust, and they immediately come back. Now, it's 5 years later, but they don't feel that 5 years at all.
It's really been that short amount of a time for them?
Yeah. It's shown... I don't know if it was the Black Widow movie, and if it wasn't, it was definitely one of the other Phase 4 projects. Because there's someone who we learn gets dusted away. You see them dust and then undust instantly. To them, it was a second. Nothing at all happened. They don't know that it's been 5 years.
Okay. Well, they were all real ready to fight.
Yeah.
For a battle. They're like, hey, they just kind of show up, but whatever.
Yeah.
They'll just do their generic ass poses.
Yeah,
but
everyone's got their big standing pose, and we finally get the line. After so long, we get the line.
Before the line, Cap uses the hammer.
That's true, but it's still the three of them. That's true. Thanos holding Stormbreaker down, because Stormbreaker does not have the enchantment on Mjolnir has. Anybody can hold Stormbreaker. He's pushing it down. He's about to slice Thor's chest open, and then you hear that one sound, that dun 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 dun. The hammer goes flying, smacks him across the face, and in one of my favorite moments of movie history, we see Cap grab the hammer, and we get that I knew you were worthy. And it was beautiful. Bro comes at him, knocks him up in the face, nice uppercut with the hammer, smashes him with lightning.
Yeah.
Everything I wanted to see from Cap with the hammer.
Pretty awesome. So he's worthy because he reconciles with Tony.
He reconciles with Tony, and the reason he was big because he knew about Bucky killing Tony's parents. That's essentially right when he woke up. Like he found that out very, very quickly in 2014's The Winter Soldier. He finds that out with Hydra's files, and he hid from Tony. And then even when Tony knew, obviously they were still fighting at the time, so he couldn't have been able to live Mjolnir despite the fact that it was destroyed. It was only in really Endgame that they officially actually make up. They're ready to move forward together.
Yeah.
And that's why now that's it. He is worthy. He is ready. On top of the fact, he's willing to put his life on the line. He tightens that shield on his open wound, and he's just ready to go until he dies.
That was awesome.
He's ready to give
cool
his
shot.
life for the rest of the universe.
Really neat shot also of, like, Cap standing there with, like, just the whole...
There's posters of that exist, and I want a poster of that because it looks so amazing. It's really just him versus the world.
Yeah. It's awesome. Awesome shot there. So yeah, back to the line. Avengers assemble. He finally says it. And then they all charge, and then it's just it's an animated movie from here on out.
It really is, yeah. Big green screen. Most of the costumes are CGI'd on.
Yeah, like Spider-Man is not real. He just wears a mocap suit.
But I must say, I still find it impressive that Tom Holland does almost all of his own stunts.
Yeah, I can respect that.
I think that's really, really cool because most of the others, like Tobey and Andrew, barely did their own stunts, but Tom was very insistent. He wanted to be Spider-Man.
Tobey did not do his own stunts.
Oh, no, Tobey definitely did.
He did not.
Andrew did a small select few, but Tom does just about all of them. Which I think is really good. That must feel, I'm sure it's also quite sickening with how many flips you have to do. Like, I would puke.
Yeah.
But, like, that must just feel, like, obviously you have those strings attached, they're pretty much doing it for you. But that must be so cool, just flip it over.
You gotta be in the air for a long ass time.
Yeah, you do.
So they're fighting and such, it's a big moment, it's pretty cool. And then I lean over to Fior and ask him a question. I'm like, hey, where's Captain Marvel? Where's Captain
And it's at that moment that their guns point themselves into the sky as opposed to shooting on the ground. Because that's another thing. The reason the guns were flying right at the ground is because Scarlet Witch had Thanos lifted into the air, and the Russo brothers confirmed, had they not fired the guns, she would have killed Thanos on the spot.
Yeah.
The Scarlet Witch, infuriated with the loss of Vision, who to her, she just lost because she was snapped away.
Yeah, so she's still
She was going
off.
to absolutely decimate Thanos. So the only option was to turn on friendly fire and start shooting his own army.
Yeah.
As well as, of course, the Avengers.
And then,
yes, Captain Marvel comes in, after we written into the movie, so how powerful she was, and just smashes the ship instantly.
Honestly, I'd rather her be written out of the movie because she would have dealt with this problem in like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
She would have dealt with this whole movie, which I wish, which makes me wonder if this movie or if Captain Marvel, like the actual movie, came out after this. Like this was maybe she was the start of Phase 4 or something.
Yeah.
That may have been a better idea than her being there, but then everyone asking, where is she? Because she's so fucking overpowered.
Yeah, she's just really overpowered, so they had to write her out of the whole movie. Because the only time she actually goes one-on-one with Thanos is when he already has the stones. That's the only time Thanos even stands a chance against Captain
Because
Marvel.
What does she say? Like, how do they write her out of the movie? She just says, like,
She's
I have other planets.
She's like, what happened to Earth happened all over the universe. Which, I mean, is alright, At the end of the day, it's not, she's on every other planet but Earth. The Avengers are only on Earth.
Yeah.
So... I can't. It's not lazy writing, but it is pretty clear that they're just writing her out.
Yeah, because like she would have dealt with this problem like before they even thought about it.
Yeah, exactly. But,
and she kills the mothership.
Yeah, mothership destroyed. She comes right at Thanos, who now already has the gauntlet.
And Thanos somehow gets the jump on her.
Well, the reason Thanos initially just throws her away because I don't know, man. He's also enraged. But then he's about to use the stones. She stops him, and in a very, very dramatic, not slow-mo, but still very long scene, she's about to punch him, and Thanos, very rare, smart villain move, ejects the Power Stone from the gauntlet and just punches her with it.
Yeah, that was
sends her out of commission completely.
I mean, he did that was a pretty smart move.
Yeah. And it's at that moment that Tony looks up and knows he is about to die. You can see in his face, Doctor Strange has the hand which kind of gently turns to a 1. And you just know. You know it, he knows it, Strange knows it. This is it.
Well, Thanos first says, he's got the stones, he's got the going on again. He's about to wish them all away again.
And you get the line,
I am inevitable. Dink.
Yeah. And
it's
nothing
a dud.
happened. And I really thought it was going to happen. I really did not predict Tony taking the stones. I was so shocked.
Because how did he do that, really?
But it makes sense because the Iron Gauntlet is Stark tech. And Tony has the nanobots in all of his suits specifically so that all of his suits can connect to one another. So he literally just grabbed it and then the stones went from his gauntlet onto his actual hand.
Man, Stark Tech, it's like using a jump scare in a horror movie. It's just, it solves every problem. Stark Tech.
But to be fair, the nanobots were Infinity War and Endgame only. It took you see the slow evolution of his suits throughout 2008 to 2019.
Which is fair, yeah. He does improve in tech. That's what everyone. That's how it works. That's how people work. They improve.
Exactly. So it's at that point we think, and I am
inevitable.
Iron Man.
And then down he goes.
Yeah.
Everyone gets snapped away, dusted away.
In a glorious, glorious finish. You see them all dust away, and Thanos sits down, his final rest, and realizes that it's over.
Yeah. So they didn't really. I mean, yeah, they killed Thanos. Yeah, what am I saying?
Thanos is done.
Yeah, he did.
2023, 2019, Thanos dead.
Yeah.
Or 2018 Thanos dead. 2014 Thanos dead. There was no Thanos as one of the post threats to them in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And as we learned in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, the multiverses seem to have a quite easier job dealing with Thanos than our Avengers did.
Yeah.
So it seems like we had the most struggle when it comes to Thanos. And that's it. We slowly have our wrap up. We see Tony's slow, painful death. We see it's pretty much cuts to the funeral almost immediately after, where we see everyone in the movie, along with the GOAT, Harley Keener. I was so happy to see that callback to
of all people.
Well, because everyone else we saw, there was just all the people that were already in the movie. Everyone who was in that fight, and then Harley showing up was such a sentimental moment for me. Because, oh my god, they remember Harley.
We're surprised how fast he grew up. My god, boys, slow down.
Only 6 years, and he looks drastically different.
I mean, he was in Jurassic World 2 years later. And he still looked like a kid then.
Yeah.
So it's only been 4.
Yeah.
Since I'm like, my god,
That's
dude.
True.
Chill.
Yeah.
Chill.
But we see that. We see Tony's little hologram where he's talking to Morgan and Pepper. We get the I Love You 3000, which was, not gonna lie, pretty unbearable at the time. I remember with my friends who were in relationships, then they try to make it into lovey-dovey thing. It's like,
oh no,
no, leave it as a Marvel reference. I don't want to actually hear boyfriends and girlfriends going to each other and saying, "I love you 3000." No, please.
My favorite person to see at that funeral was Sad, or what's his name? Sad Hogan.
Sad Hogan. That's another call. I said it yesterday. I love the cheeseburgers.
Yeah, the cheeseburger.
Your dad loved cheeseburgers, which to anyone who doesn't remember, because you're a normal human being, you don't remember the details of every single Marvel movie.
Oh,
as soon as Tony comes back from the cave.
Yeah, if you don't remember every single Marvel movie detail,
like me.
Die.
Yeah, real. But if you don't remember every single detail, in the first Iron Man, when he's saved from the 10 rings, the first thing he wants to do is go to Burger King and get himself a cheeseburger. So I guess they wanted to save himself the product placement. They didn't mention Burger King, but Sad Hogan does say to Morgan, your dad loved cheeseburgers, which I thought was such a cute little reference.
Yeah.
And it pretty much wraps up there. We see Cap go back to return the stones. He comes back old, hands the shield and the mantle.
He spent his whole life with Peggy.
Yeah, spent his whole life with Peggy. He hands the shield and the mantle of Captain America over to Sam Wilson.
I mean, how much of an asshole is Cap got to be, though? He didn't even leave him without a warning. They were worried sick about him, and then
Bucky knew. You can see it in Bucky's face. As soon as he doesn't come back, he like has like a half smirk, half frown. Because
you're right.
He knows,
Bucky did know.
He knows Cap is gone, but he's also like, okay, he's living the life he wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hands off the shield and the mantle of Captain America over to Sam Wilson, something we will see a lot further in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, one of the better MCU shows, because I think it tackles a lot of real world issues quite well in a way that isn't like cringy or overdone.
Mm-hmm.
So he does that.
And then there's that plot hole you mentioned that he really shouldn't be there.
Shouldn't be there unless he came back to the quantum tunnel, which we know he didn't because they were all standing around it and he wasn't there.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm not gonna nitpick that because I don't really care that much.
I think how I interpret that is, since he lived his own life, he just kind of. He lives until present day, so he doesn't need to come through the quantum realm.
No, but I'm saying he can live until present day. Because what becomes 2023 is a different 2023 than the one we're living in. Because remember, they're alternate timelines. That works in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
It works in Back to the Future, but it does not work based off of Avengers Endgame time travel rules.
That's good. That's going back to my rule. You're just gonna have to accept some.
Yeah,
some shit like that.
I'm fine to accept it. But it's like, if people want to say that it was perfect, no, the time travel was not perfect for that and many other reasons.
Like I said, there's a 2.5 hour video absolutely destroying it.
Yeah, I don't really care to see that. But that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think. I don't even remember what the very last scene of Endgame is.
It's I think it's that. No.
Yeah, I think it might be that.
It's just
no. Then it goes to the 1950s. But it doesn't.
Oh yeah,
he just the two of them dancing together.
Just dancing. Yeah,
I think
that's
like,
better.
Old school jazz song. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, the music is very.
And we get our amazing credits with all the Avengers. You know, the original 6 getting their own signed versions with their 3D cutouts. And in apparently, I just learned, theater exclusive post-credit sound, you get the dinging of just Tony's hammer hitting the anvil, exact same frequency, pattern, sound as Iron Man 1, just that ding.
Are you sure you weren't tripping? Because like
I'm searching this up right now. I'm going to prove this to you because I know this was a thing.
I mean, because there's no way that Disney Plus just wouldn't have include that.
If you just search up Endgame post-credit scene, the first thing, what is the sound in Avengers Endgame credits? Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't need one after 3 hour runtime. Even movie theater scene will leave. I want to show the blah, blah, blah. As soon as I want to talk about post-credit scenes, where's the actual thing?
Another thing also.
Here you go. Oh. But while Avengers Endgame doesn't have a post-credit scene, it's still worth seeing through the very end. If you listen very carefully as the score fades out, you can hear a faint clanging sound. It's not part of the music, and it's just faint enough that you can almost mistake it from coming from outside your theater. This is certainly the sound of Tony Stark forging the Mark I armor in the cave during the events of Iron Man 2008. So this is from a Den of Geek article. The first thing that you search up Endgame post-credit.
Okay, well, shit.
Yeah.
I guess that's a neat little thing.
Yeah, I was in love with that. As we know, I'm a very, very over-sentimental person, especially when it comes to movies. I already cried twice during Endgame. Once tears of joy during the Avengers Assemble, and once tears of sadness when Tony died. That blew it away for me. Hearing that cling was just another couple tears down my face at that point.
I don't remember seeing any of those credits. I remember being, as soon as the movie's done, I nudged to my friend. I'm like, let's get the hell out of here.
After 3 hours, I get that. Like, unless you're absolutely diehard to sit to the very end. There was like 10 minutes of credits.
Well, because I heard there was no post credits, I wasn't urging to see it.
Yeah,
for Infinity War,
that's not a must-see thing. Hearing the clanging of the Iron Man.
I probably would have been pretty confused. I'm like. So I honestly don't regret not staying, but I guess to see the signatures would have been something.
Yeah, so those were really cool.
That was cool. Yeah. Funny enough, this movie really ends at like 2 hours and 40-something minutes. There's like almost 20 minutes of credits.
Yeah, there was much credits.
Like it's Venom 1 or something.
Yeah, because they really stylized the credits on top of the fact that there were so many people that worked on this movie.
I mean, well, yeah, but 20 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and you mark it as like a 3 hour movie, like. God damn.
Yeah.
So it's not really 3 hours. It's like 2 hours and 40-something, really.
Yeah.
Just to be frank with you.
Yeah. But that's overall plot of Endgame and our thoughts as we go through it. Still one of my favorite movies of all time.
Maybe I didn't really nitpick it as much as I thought I would. Or, yeah, I nitpicked it, but like, I don't think I complain as much talking about it right now as much as I did. Because honestly, I kind of...
You grew to like it a little bit
I
more.
grew to like it, honestly. I think it's pretty good. I like it.
And I'm sure we will have many other movies which we can debate about much more. Like how much we disagree.
My overall stance on the MCU still remains. I'm pretty fatigued by it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of what feels like every 2 months we get a new Marvel project that's just either subpar or really bad. This is all because of Phase 4, honestly. Really. All because of Phase 4. I don't know, maybe I am a Marvel fan, I'm just tired, and I'm just tired of Phase 4, but I haven't even seen much of the Phase 1 to 3 shit. I just saw the shit I was interested in.
Yeah.
So, that's Avengers Endgame. Is there anything we want to wrap up on?
We're 2 hours on the dot.
2 hours done. Yeah, we should wrap it up right there.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
That's our overall thoughts on Avengers Endgame. We will definitely be back for more. We have more movies, more games, more music, more everything to talk about in the future.
Yeah, we got more. What do we have next week? We have
Quantumania. The Lost Quantumania.
Yes,
comes out Friday. We got the Thursday night showing. We'll be back to talk about that quite soon.
Yes, and then after that, I think we got Scream 6.
Scream 6, yeah, March 10th.
I see if the tickets went on sale. My God.
I was already checking all day. Unless they came out in the last 2 hours. I was checking just before you got here. They're not going to be there.
No, I don't want to see Magic Mike: The Last Dance.
I know, it's been everywhere.
Nope, not out. Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
So just about wraps up for today.
Thank
Hope
you.
You enjoyed listening.
Thank you, listeners, first timers, hopefully.
Yeah.
Ciao, Bowie.
Catch you all soon.
See ya.